Hello, everybody out there. We are ready to play D&Ds now. Continuing from our last session, I'll hand it over to you.
Thanks. Yeah, okay. So, last time you decided to come out to the dry, rocky area in the Veshan Desert, the unnatural Veshan Desert, to see what you could find. Structure, water, um, evidence of previous proxy, perhaps, somewhere in the area. What you have found so far is a slightly hostile cavern, but you have been dealing with that problem neatly. You collectively slew some bugs and slew a basilisk. That basilisk having a long iron tail, unusual for the type of monster. But here you are. Naya is currently a silver constrictor snake. And as a reminder, because of the Roll20 lighting problems, the cave you are in is dark. All of you who have dark vision you can see. Nimbus is currently carrying his lantern lit, so there's light. But that's where you are now. So it's up to you all to decide where you want to go next in this cave.
Really quick, I'm gonna lay on hands on that there ambergreen for 13 points.
Okay.
Hold on. I don't have my character sheet open.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
And I think I'm going to stay a snake for now instead of using up a second wild shape, possibly.
Yeah, you've got a few hours on that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can sit there as long as you want, pretty much, in this cave. And obviously, Naya, as we figured out last time, you have you can see normally in light. Otherwise, you're navigating off of a little bit of blind sight.
Yeah, only for 10 feet, though.
If it's pitch black, you can get around. You can still see creatures that are close to you. But otherwise you won't be able to see in the dark unless somebody else is carrying a light, like Nimbus.
Okay, I have kind of an not exactly OOC question.
Sure.
It's related to the situation. So when Naya is in another shape, a beast, in this case a snake.
Yeah.
Does she she in that form recognize these people are her friends, and if they touched her, she shouldn't bite them?
Yeah. So
Okay.
so your game statistics are replaced by the statistics of the beast. This is from the wild shape feature.
But it's still my mind. It's still Naya's
retain
mind.
your alignment, personality, and intelligence, wisdom, and charisma scores. You also retain all of your skill and saving throw proficiencies, in addition to gaining those of the creature. So, like in the snake's case, you get the 15 strength, 14 dex, 12 con, right? But you've still got your normal int, wiz, and charisma. They don't go down to 1, 10, and 3.
Okay, so she doesn't lose her mind.
Right, and the snake doesn't have any special skills aside from blind sight, so you get that, and then you keep all your other skill proficiencies, basically. And if you have any saving throws as well, you use those proficiencies. So what saving throw proficiencies does Naya have? Because there's a couple weird interactions here that might be relevant. But basically, any time I ask you for a strength, dex, or con roll from your snake form.
Yeah.
You'll roll the snake's character sheet, and anytime I ask you for
Okay.
an wisdom or charisma roll, you'll roll from Naya's character sheet.
Weird. Okay. All right. Just if I forget, remind me.
Yeah. And yeah, your saves are in intelligence and wisdom. So anytime you make one of those saving throws, you have proficiency, and you just roll those saves like normal. Plus,
Oh,
if
I
ask
see
you for
what
like
you're looking at. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, if I ask you like a medicine check or a perception check, you would use your own character sheet proficiencies, not those of the snake.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure. So I think because she's effectively kind of blind here, except for 10 feet, I wouldn't mind somebody.
Right now, you've got plenty of light because Nimbus has his lantern. But,
Okay. So if we get into a dark spot, I would. I don't know how she would tell you this unless she said it in advance. But basically, she'd be fine with somebody leading her. You know, like effectively, except not really taking her hand because she doesn't have a hand.
So yeah, just like wrap around Montlarin, basically.
Well, I don't want to kill anybody by accident either. But yeah, I mean, if somebody could just touch her, she should be sensitive enough to recognize that that's friend, not foe, and to just go with it.
Yeah, you have your full intelligence. You just you can't talk.
Okay, all right. So can we pretend that we arranged all this in
Montlarin,
advance?
can't you actually talk to beasts? Don't you have a feature like that?
I have speak with animals as an oath spell. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, well, don't use the
you have
spell.
it as a full spell. Okay.
Yeah, I have speak with animals prepared too, but
So if
that's
Mont
not going to
really
be
wanted
helpful.
to, he could actually talk to you while you're in beast form.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, don't use
I
that.
can cast that as a ritual if we ever need to on a law like this.
Do you always have that prepared, kind of? I mean,
I
is
get
it a
that one
ritual?
for free. I mean, it costs a spell slot if I don't cast it as a ritual, but I always have it. It's just part of my package, basically.
That's nice.
Here's
I
the,
have to prepare that one to use it.
If
Out
I
of the 100 or so
whatever
things I
she is,
have.
can I talk to her?
What was that, Ambergris?
If I polymorph into whatever she is, can I talk to her?
So I would say no because snakes do not actually have a language.
Got it.
Well, unless
So-
we're Slytherin, but that's a different story.
Yeah. So yeah, you'd have to find a beast that share languages, which I don't think there are any. Although I think there's like
What about like Sylvan or telepathy or something odd like that?
you know what? There are a couple weird ones. I knew you had one of these. Giant Eagle knows the language Giant Eagle. So
Weird. Okay.
if you both transform into Giant Eagle, you can actually communicate effectively by
So like Naya can talk to dragons because she's dragonborn and they both speak Draconic?
Well,
Kind of.
Sort of, yeah. I mean, giant eagles are like, I guess they're Lord of the Rings giant eagles who can actually
Right.
like talk.
Yeah, okay.
They have 8 intelligence, so like
Okay,
they're
so can we just,
people.
for convenience's sake, say that we worked all this kind of communication stuff out ages ago?
You've got
We have a
weeks
protocol.
and weeks and years of training.
Okay.
Despite the fact that Naya has used her wild shape very infrequently up to this date, we have to assume that there have been some training drills at the fort, because I mean, what else are you going to do for like
Weeks and weeks
10
and
days
weeks.
at a time?
Okay.
Also,
that's
you
fine
can
with
like
me.
you can still see Nimbus's torch. You can just like follow us.
Right, but if
Yeah.
there's a dark spot where there is no light, then I'm okay. I want to just make sure that I'm not going to kill somebody who touches me to lead or
Yeah.
push me or something.
Everybody,
You know what I mean?
everybody knows. Everybody knows that Naya is intact in there.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, and I'm sorry for derailing. I just wanted to make sure before we set off into the next thing that she's intact, but also that it's okay with touch, because that's about all she's got.
You're good.
Is the basilisk tail solid iron or is it whippy?
Ooh, good question. You want to take a closer look?
Oh yeah, no. Alvis Tavern will straight up like grab the tail and try to shake it. Whip back
It's like it's built worse than Keen. For a starter description, it's like a few plated layers, almost like this thing is wearing plate mail. But it's like hollow scrap metal. It's still pretty heavy. Like it's a good like 25 pounds of metal. You think it's probably just like iron, but you're not sure where scrap iron would have come from around here.
Well, things get shifted, and it could have come from some community from somewhere else ages ago that just kind of found its way shifting into that thing's tail. I'm gonna check it out real fast and make sure that this thing isn't actually alive anymore, that it's not like, regenerating on the ground or something.
You can double tap it if you want.
I was gonna cut off its tail and then mark it for retrieval by somebody who isn't us. So
Definitely cut its head off. Also, I hear there's like a gland or something in them.
How heavy
yeah,
is the
they're
entire
teeth.
size of the creature?
The entire size of the creature is, these are pretty big. Like it's a full medium, very large lizard. So probably at least 300 pounds.
Would we be
So
able
you
to
have-
pull it back
Alrighty then.
intact? It might take a little modification or something, but like,
Let's see.
thought we were gonna hack it up to bits and then like
Hmm.
cover the parts that we want recovered by the scouting team or the other team, recovery team.
Everybody who wants to get involved in this, you can go ahead and roll nature.
Go ahead.
Also,
What?
the main thing I'm looking at is I can put gentle repose on it. It'll remain in its current state of preservation, and by the time we get it back, any glands and other things will still be in perfect shape. Versus if we start cutting it up now, spoilage may set in before we even get there.
I forgot you had that spell. That's a good spell to have, but also like he just said this thing was hundreds of pounds.
Yeah,
we're not taking this
about
back.
300 pounds.
Yeah, we're not taking this back.
Hell yeah, we're taking this back.
This is 300 pounds. We're not taking this back. We don't have enough weight capacity to take it.
I want to remind you that we don't have Irenaeus with us.
That's a good point. Yeah. Well, so that, counting gear, that's probably more than 300 pounds.
Yep, we have the capacity.
Right. So we actually probably do have the capacity.
So I don't know what we're complaining about. I'm going to do the little ceremony, put the reagent grade silver coins on its eyes. You guys are going to watch me for like 10 minutes?
Does anybody else want to roll nature before you do that?
Oh yeah, I absolutely did. I've also heard that basilisks are like rock biters, so we probably want their.
Didn't mean to have advantage on that.
Yeah, okay, so that was a 12. Ooh. So Nimbus does not know how to process a basilisk gullet, but Albus Taver, you have been taught how, because
these things are valuable.
Obviously, if you are in the business of collecting magical things, it is so often the case that you may be able to hear of a magic sword and go retrieve it from a basilisk cave from a statue.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
So you know that the only part of the basilisk that is useful is the gullet, and if you can carve it and retrieve it, then you should be able to get it back to Soriana no problem and get it processed. You might want to slap a gentle repose on it on the way home. I believe I think if you do it where if you gentle repose the body and then cut it up, I think it still works. Other remains besides a corpse works. Although I don't know how you put copper pieces on the eyes of a gullet.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for that. Explain the process and everything.
But yeah. If you want to do it, I'd let you cast gentle repose and then do the carving, basically. And then that would protect the piece for your trip home.
Yeah, especially if weight isn't a concern. That's pretty good.
Sounds good.
So
So
yeah,
you're
we
saying the scales aren't like in any way remarkable? Claws, teeth, eyes.
The other parts of a basilisk are generally not particularly notable. The notable thing about a basilisk is the fact that it can, after it turns people to stone, the magical effect or after it turns people to stone, whose magical effects from its eyes are no longer viable after it dies, then it eats the stone and that its stomach acid converts it back into flesh that it can consume. So
That's actually
that's
Interesting.
That's actually why I wanted the teeth, because they're stone breaking teeth, basically. That could make a good dagger if we could get somebody to shape it.
Oh yeah, I mean it would be like it would make a decent like a knife or something. Not better than any particular metal
Sounds like
one, but it's
No, not better than a metal one, but it's made of bone. So not only is it a cool bone knife, but it's better than any bone knife anybody would have.
yeah, true.
And it won't show up on a metal detector.
True.
You mean heat
Get
metal?
away with saying it's like it's like a religious bit, so people won't take it from you because it's like, oh look, it's just that bone dagger, ha ha ha. Lo and behold, it's actually a basilisk bone dagger.
Yeah, well, you won't get heat metaled with it. That's the nice thing about having alternative materials to metal.
Good thought.
I still kind of think we just we could do the gentle repose. You could cut it out now. I still think we could probably drag the rest back to have it checked out. Maybe Soriana wants to see the redshifting of it and do an autopsy to see if there's internal redshifting we haven't gotten a chance to see because it's on the inside. Help with the studies and stuff. Well, we've got the room for
Say
it.
that for he did say that you can cast it and we can cut it up and it would stay good. So
Yeah, either way you want to do it is pretty workable. It's up to you guys. But yeah, the question now is: do you want to take that 10 minutes now, or do you want to go look around some more?
Probably.
I can right here, and then we can take out that 10 minutes. Probably what?
Oh, I was going to say we could probably move on and check out the rest of the place. But if we're going to stop for 10 minutes, we can do that too. I guess that would be
it's
helpful to get it as fresh as possible.
right?
Yeah, I don't know how safe we are right now.
I was gonna say, while he does that, maybe what happens is Montlarin, because you were saying earlier that you were already concerned, maybe we should stand at the cave mouths that go towards the area we don't know about and just kind of chill and listen while he's doing his thing.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I would if I could move my token, but it doesn't like me anymore.
I think you got yourself stuck in the wall. There you go. How's that now?
No, either I'm lagging or I'm stuck in the wall. Oh, God, there it is.
Ooh.
So you might want to reload the page in a worst case.
Try refreshing in full. I noticed when I was fixing Naya's wild shape tokens that after about 10 minutes of having more than 5 tokens on the page, Roll20 memory leaked real bad, and I had to refresh the page to do anything at any reasonable speed. And then once I refreshed, it was fine for another 10 minutes. So maybe that's the strat.
Should make a plugin that just automatically refreshes it every 10 minutes.
That's a hack.
Yeah, I'm going to post myself up on the north end over here if you guys are going to go butcher that right now.
Yeah. Likewise, oh shit, no, I'm the one who rolled the 20, so I can't do any watching, can I?
Right, you're the butcher.
Well, yeah, that assumes you're going to do the butchering right now. I wasn't sure if you wanted to do that or if you just wanted to cast the spell. And then, once the spell is cast, you can come back whenever you want.
That's my preference personally, but I don't know that you want to waste a spell slot.
I think that
I'm down for the ritual because it's only 10 minutes. It's just as long as we got our eyes open, we're watching.
All right, Naya moved herself out of the way.
Every time you raise your voice and chant, we're like, shh.
Yeah. Well, I'm down with the writ and then doing the butchery later. That
Cool.
sounds more productive.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing then.
All right, so Ninda starts casting. You all can move up as you wish to the cave entrance here. Lauren, what you see is as you come around the corner, you can actually see light, and it turns out that light, once you peek around, is sunlight filtering through some narrow cracks in the ceiling. And in this spot, some sparse green life is growing inside this cave.
Hell yeah. Yeah, quietly, because I'm not going to be yelling until we know we're actually alone. But quietly, I'm gonna motion, basically like point at the cave mouth where I'm at as a hey, there's something to see over here kind of gesture.
I'll take up the rear since I have the 4x4 token.
Oh,
or 2x2.
Now keep in mind, Naya, you can, as a snake, pretty much go through any token you want, no problem. But
I know, but it's just such a big ass token.
It is a big
Right.
token.
You have a climb speed, right? So I mean, you could even like go up the wall or whatever if you wanted
Yeah,
to.
I guess so.
Theoretically, she could get up on one of our shoulders too, like Lauren's shoulder.
Actually, I'm not seeing. Oh, I do see. No, I don't see a climb speed. She's a large.
For some reason,
Oh.
I thought she had a climb speed.
No, I think
she's
it's
got
a
swim speed.
large constrictor. She's ground based.
Yeah. She can swim. I wish there were rules for like long tokens. Like it weirds me out that like the snakes and like the purple worm are just like one round token when they should
Right.
be like a 1 by like 10
Right, or like a train
some
of
shit
tokens.
like that.
Yeah.
Right.
I did do a token train one time for my one of my other adventures.
I remember
ran.
that. That was a nasty fight. They almost total party wiped.
Yes. So it's a fun rule to add. but more of a gimmick, I guess.
Totally.
So yeah, you can all at the point that you're at, you can see some of this sunlight over here. And Montlarn, you probably have the best view of just the far wall over here.
Right.
And you can see that, you know, there's a couple patches of like sparse grass, twiggy plants, and clusters of small white flowers here and there. It's not much, but these plants are certainly surviving out in the desert.
I'm investigating for any carnivorousness of the plants. Bones. Unsettling things.
Okay, yeah. You can roll perception. You might have to get a little bit closer in there, Albus.
As I say, likewise, just sort of like taking in the scene to see if I detect like any, you know, depressions in the grass evident of like creatures, or, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
not so much looking for any specific thing as like, you know, extending my trouble sense, so to speak.
Yeah, the only thing that you can see, Montlarn and Albus Taffer, you're not picking up anything interesting. Mont, you see here and there in the dust, there is the occasional set of footprints belonging to, you believe, that basilisk. They match the shape of the claw and foot.
Gotcha.
And it looks like it may frequent this location of this cave. But you don't really see any evidence of any other creatures or anything like that. There are a few, like normal-sized creatures in this area. It is not full dead, especially in this chamber. Just, you know, skittering along, you can see a scorpion. You can see a couple of lizards hanging out by one of the walls. But nothing particularly worrisome. You might just want to watch your step.
Right. Okay. Sound wise, is it still? Is there like a movement in the air or anything like that?
Aside from the rustling of those little critters and the occasional whistle of wind that breaks through the crack in the ceiling, pretty much it's quiet.
Is the sunlight reflecting off of anything?
It doesn't look like it. You can actually, it's kind of hard to see from here, but there's maybe a point where you can see that the crack goes through a few feet of rock, and there may be a point where there's a slightly wider opening where you can actually see the sky. And the ceiling is about 20 feet above your heads. So,
And is there any evidence of water?
well, Naya, you can make a perception or a survival check, and those will again be with your druid skills instead of
There is some green over there. That's evidence of water, if only a little.
I still don't know if we want to like actually go there yet, because I haven't discerned on whether there are any clues of carnivorousness.
Yeah, I see basilisk tracks, but I don't see evidence necessarily of anything else. That said, I was going to wait till we were at full party strength before I went any further.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of why I wanted to do an investigation, because I wanted to look for clues. I actually didn't really care about what the entire cave looked like.
I get you. But if you do want to look for clues, you'll have to get in there instead of just the doorway. Naya, you don't see any immediate signs of water aside from the plant life. But you're not totally sure. Maybe there's something you're missing.
All right. Well, she doesn't have any extra sense perception that would help her discern that. So never mind.
Now, do we want to wait
I
out
thought a
the
snake
remaining?
did actually have that, but I guess not.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't look like it. It's pretty much just the swim and the blind sight that you get special.
Yep. Okay. Whatever.
Do you want to wait out the remaining 8 or so minutes?
Yeah, I mean that's
Can
my
you
intention.
hand wave it?
I'll probably draw my sword and reserve an action in case we see something dangerous. But yeah, I wasn't going to do anything else.
Cool. All right, Nimbus, you're able to finish the casting. You don't get interrupted by anything. So the basilisk is now safely preserved.
Fantastic. Well then, I will go up this way with the dad.
Scoop up the lantern, follow up with the team, and you guys are, ready to go whenever. Let me get rid of these concentrations for you.
All right. Well, yeah. Once we're all together, I would step forward.
Cool.
So you said you saw some tracks?
Yeah, and I'll point him out in the in the dust, and just be like, yeah, it looks like the basilisk came through here fairly regularly.
Yeah, there's a there's a pacing, a trailway of the space this basilisk may have used. It's it's turf here.
Yep.
You're sure, especially Albus Tavern, with what you know of basilisks, you're sure this thing probably has a decent roaming range around the local area for food. So you were lucky or unlucky enough to find it in its den, you suppose.
Right. And how are these beds of greenery doing? Like I
they appear to be thriving as such as it is. Like I said, it's like dry grass and twiggy shrubs and stuff, but it's certainly more than you saw outside, at least in this little room here.
Amber Green, could you move up?
Nah, feel free to just shove in there.
Okay.
Like I said, you can go through anybody else. No
I
problem.
know. I just kind of. It's a big ass token.
As I'm kind of looking around here, do I see where the ground? Can I tell where the ground is angled? Or actually, I'd ask Ambergreen. Hey, Ambergreen, help me out here. I'm trying to figure out if the ground is angled uphill or downhill from here.
Oh man, I mean, I'm not that kind of dwarf. I mean, I guess. I'll lay my flute down and see how it rolls, and set it sideways and see how it rolls.
Well, so stone cutting is stonework, actually, not just not natural stone. I mean, this is an easy enough thing to look at, though. You can tell that from what it looks like, you're currently standing at the highest point, and it maybe dips about a foot down by where Montlarn's looking.
So this gives me a couple of thoughts. One, there's water below that's able to percolate up to where this is at, or at least sustain the roots. Or two, the only moisture that's able to come in comes through this crack here. I guess drips down the rocks and feeds this little area. Those are my first two guesses. There's more to learn. Over where Albus is at, is that higher or lower than the area where Montlarn's at?
Those are about level with each other, and
Okay.
yeah, you could. It's the cave has been, it's a cave, so it's bumpy and up and down, but more like so far you haven't encountered anything notable enough in terms of elevation to really make note of aside from that.
Yeah, that's mostly, if that's where water's coming in, I want to know kind of like where it's going and how high it might be getting in the ground here.
Looks
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
so-
a chamber down here.
Yeah, so east and south, you can see that there are more dark caves. Obviously, both of you can sort of see into those pretty well.
Hey, Evergreen, are you lost?
No, I'm not lost. Hold on.
Somebody, let's say it's a prearranged signal. Pat me twice, and I'll go first if you want me to. Like
Yeah, you can
a
squeeze
double-
through that.
a double
tunnel,
pat or
right?
something. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, now I can get through these tunnels, no problem.
So if you want me to go
plenty wide enough
first,
for one
I
person.
can go ahead and do that. Just a double. It's like let's call it a double hit or a double knock
Yeah,
or something
double
like
hit.
that.
Did anyone get a really good look at the greenery and what's growing and make sure that there's nothing there we want?
I was.
I
I
did
was
some
actually going
perception
to,
checks.
I even did a nature, but my nature was crap. It's Forbes. Okay.
Yeah, I was. The last thing I was going to do about the greenery was try to see where the moisture in the wall was coming from, but we're doing other stuff now.
Got it. No big. I realized we were passing through the room and I had not heard the answer to my question.
No worries.
Look out for like scorpions and stuff too, because it's not like empty. It's just
Yeah. In fact, I did hear you see a scorpion, and I was like, just a regular scorpion, right?
Yeah. A scorpion of perfectly normal size.
The last time I saw one of those in real life, I still was like, hey guys, fuck, scorpion, look.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel
the
that way every
smaller
time
they
I
are,
see
the
one.
worse
Cool
the
when you're
bite.
level 10
The
in a cave.
worse the sting.
Well, it was like 3 feet from my, at that point, 5-year-old daughter, so.
Right. Heads up. All right. Do you want me? So did I get a double pat or what?
You can travel through us.
No, but I'm wondering, did I get the signal?
Right. I thought we were still discussing that, but I am game to send you ahead if you want to do that all quiet. Like, otherwise, I mean, I'm kind of, I have the shield, or
Yeah, you're the
I
tanky guy.
hold it up. Yeah.
So, well, I mean, you're in the lead here, so it's your call. If you double tap me, then I will go.
Yeah, I caught sight just a second ago of like the chamber, and so there might be a creature there. So I'm thinking stealthily checking that out might be to our advantage. So I'm going to give you the double tap.
Okie dokie. So from here, sir, do I go 25 feet, or do I go, what do I do? 30 feet at speed, or
Yeah, you can.
what's
you
my
can move-
limitations here?
You can move up to your speed in the direction you want to go, and I'll tell you what you find when you get there.
Okay, so speed says 30 feet.
So you're just moving 6 squares, which when you're using a large token, what you do is you just
Count a square, it's 5 feet.
Yeah, so like that is 5 feet, right?
Okay.
5 feet diagonal.
So that was 1, 4, 5, 6. Something like that.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't see anything, given no light. Well, there is some light, but I don't have clear vision of the whole thing, and the blind sight's only 10
I would
feet.
say you've got some dim light from Nimbus's lantern over here.
Right,
so
but
you
I
can
have
still see.
line of sight blockage, so I don't actually see anything. I mean, Naya, me.
Well, do you want to make a perception check in this room? Do you also want to make a stealth check in this room? You could do both.
Okay, I think I will do a perception check.
Nice.
Okay. Cool. And yeah, you have dim light, so you're able to. Actually, does dim light? I think dim light actually does impose disadvantage on that.
It invokes
Um,
disadvantage or advantage, or neither.
I'm trying to find the reference for dim light.
I don't see anything here.
Lightly obscured.
You have to tell me what the hell that means.
Yeah. Okay, you have disadvantage on that. So please roll wisdom again.
Wisdom
we'll
or perception?
Perception again. We'll take the
Okay.
lower one. Yeah, this is the actual use case for dim light.
Lovely.
So okay, 14 is your actual result. And go ahead and roll stealth as well with all that. If your snake score is higher, the snake has a +2. If that's higher than Naya's, you can use the snake.
Where do you see stealth?
That's just Dex on the snake. It doesn't have a stealth skill, but
just
it has
Dex?
a +2 Dex. Yeah.
I have +1 stealth on Naya.
Okay, so yeah, use the snake. Hit the dexterity button on the snake sheet, and it'll roll Dex for you.
Okay, there you go.
Cool.
Oh, I rolled it as saving throw. My bad.
It's
Same number
the
either way, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
The snake doesn't have any special saving throws either, so
Okay,
that's fine.
good.
All right, so 15 stealth. So you're being sneaky, but you don't notice anything out of the ordinary in this chamber. It just looks like a little alcove to you, and you can see another couple of tunnels off to your right.
Yep.
Or your left at this point, I guess.
And at this point, her blind sight is limited to 10 feet. Can she see anything if she looks up 10 feet?
Yeah, you've still got the dim light, so the ceiling is a little bit lower in this room, and it's a little bit craggly. But you don't see anything of note up on the ceiling or the walls or anything really. This seems to just be a chamber.
Okay. So, I don't know, I guess I waggle my tail at you or something, Lauren. Tell you all clear for the moment.
So the dirt in the corner is darker on the map. Is that just like grade, or is there an actual difference in the?
It actually looks like leaves to me, like the shadow of leaves.
Yeah, it's really just the looser piled up dirt in the corner. There's nothing particularly special about it. You can take a second to look closer if you like, but
yeah, I mean, I would, but my real question was the basilisk was in a similar looking tile, and so I was wondering if that was indicative of a nest or something obvious like that.
Yeah,
good thinking.
But yeah, here that's just loose dirt.
Right. Okay. So I'll motion Nimbus forward if he's waiting.
Okay, I am guessing that there's going to be something in the darkened area ahead, but I can't see it. So
yeah, it'll be difficult for you to see that until everybody gets closer.
Yeah.
Allison,
I'll shift over here.
What are you thinking? You going to join the party or split the party?
And then am I moving over to give a further light source?
You can if you want, yeah.
Yeah, I have dark vision, so I can see anyway, but
and you can see a lot more than me, so
right, but now I can't, so
well, now she can because Nimbus is here. So
that's why
I still have line of sight with the rocks blocking, and that is full dark. That is black, opaque kind of line of sight.
You're not supposed to be able to see past the rocks.
Okay.
So you can see that there's another couple of tunnels here that
and possibly a cavern
around
the corner.
Yeah, you might be able to see the indications of another cavern over there. It's a little far, and the walls are a little tight.
Yeah, I checked. I don't actually have line of sight on it. There's no straight line from me to the other cavern over there.
Yeah. Allison Embergreen, what are you guys doing?
I was actually talking strategy with Ambergane for a second, but I'm going around this way because I feel like the tunnels connect.
Yeah, we were both going together this direction.
Okay. I assume you told the party that.
Yeah, normally we don't split the party up because that's
They bailed and we were talking and we both looked at each other and went, they went down that way. All right, let's go around this way.
So, splitting the party up. Yeah.
Hey, man, you don't have to tell me.
You're talking to Alice,
We're doing it anyway. We're doing it live, you see.
Uh-huh.
I didn't mean to roll fucking nature. That's roll 20 being a piece of shit. I clicked on stealth.
Cool. Okay. Do you want to hit the stealth button so I know what your bonus is, or just tell me what it is? Okay, so it was a 21. Got it. Well, in that case, Ambergreen, do you also want to roll stealth there?
Sure, why not? Especially because I have the whole time. I have Elvis being like, "Come on, shh, come on."
You guys are quite a pair.
Do you normally have disadvantage on that?
I did not have advantage. That says normal on my rolls. I don't know why that rolled that way.
Because you're a dwarf.
Heavy armor.
It's garbage either way, but
yeah, it probably auto rolled.
my roll setting is set to normal.
Oh yeah, you got half.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm in the same boat.
So, you two find there are two tunnels to your south, and through the westernmost tunnel to the south, you can see the dim light of a lantern, perhaps. However, in the other side of this chamber that you found, you see a steeply sloped sandy pit. You can't see the bottom of it from where you're standing. You'd have to get close to the edge.
I'm going nowhere near that right now.
Roll an insight, but see, I think I already know what that fucking is.
Me too.
Or is it going to be an insight? Actually, would that be a fucking nature?
What do you want to do? Do you want to determine if it belongs to a type of creature? That would be nature.
Yeah, like an antlion trap or something like that.
I thought that the reason I rolled insight is that wise to get near? And I think the answer is no.
Ambergreen, I can tell you think it looks pretty easy to kind of get caught in a slippery situation there.
Totally.
Yeah. Right. I just saw Montlarin move into view. I'll hiss to try to get his
yo,
and then motion towards the pit.
Okay, Mont, you can see it.
Look up here! Look up here! Look up here!
That pit over yonder doesn't seem safe. I put my hand on Ambergreen's shoulder and then I cast message.
Yeah, you can't imagine Albus Tower what it might belong to, if anything, but it does indeed look unsafe.
Yeah, that's all I say is that looks unsafe. I store the copper wire in my headband, by the way. Nice. So whenever you see me cast this, I'm like, I take a copper wire out of my headband and I point it at the person I'm casting.
Or is it like a situation where you have it sewn into the headband, so you just tap your temple?
Right, two fingers on your temple, the other hand pointing at your target.
Thank you, sir.
Fucking,
That's 100 times better.
Mind reader Sal.
That is 100 times better. I like that, sir.
Yeah, Nimbus, you probably want to come get a look at this too.
Just get around my butt. There you go.
So, none of you can see. You can see that there is a pit, but none of you can see the bottom from where you are. But it is.
Sir, does it have steep walls, or are they
sides?
Sloped down? Okay, but what kind of a slope is it? 45, 20, 90?
45 about, yeah. And you
Okay.
can see that the sand is very loose around the edges. You think if you stepped on the edge of this pit, you would have a hard time keeping your footing.
So we've got two options. I can have the death fly over and get a better look, or we can throw a stone in it.
And that's a great question, Montlarin. The air here, you would say it's, considering you've been out in the sand for 5 days, the air here is noticeably a little bit humider than it was outside.
Gotcha.
So there's a bit of a dew catch here.
Well, it could also be that there is what's the word? A cistern beneath this cavern, and that's like a spring from it. You know.
Plus creatures emitting, carbon dioxide and then condensation and all that.
Yeah. So I'm way too heavy to go anywhere near that pit. So if we're gonna investigate it, it's definitely gonna have to be like a flyover, or like you were saying, Nimbus. Let's throw a rock at it, see what happens.
Sure.
Well, the alternative is I could also wild shape into something else. I'm not sure big ass snake is the choice here.
What would you be looking at, like a giant badger, so you can at least dig yourself out if it tries to bury you?
Maybe, or something very small and not noticeable. Where I go down, scout, report back. Like spider, tiny spider, or...
Right, we have no idea what's down there. I mean, and given what we saw on the way in, the idea that there are creatures beneath us is pretty easy to accept,
Yeah.
I don't want to send you where you're going to get into trouble because you're so frail. You know what I mean?
I could do spider Naya, which is tiny, as I recall. That's the smallest of what I have prepared. I do have a giant lizard, but I don't know that that's any more useful than a giant snake, to be honest.
Right. For what it's worth, those
She
things
could get down
outside.
that thing pretty easily as a snake, though.
True. For what it's worth, those things outside were not particularly smart, so it might be that throwing a rock is all we need to do to get their attention if there's something like that down there. The question is if we want that attention, but if this is going to be a safe place, we need to make it safe, right?
Yep.
Does anybody see, is there something, I don't know how a line of sight is, what's the southern wall look like? Is there another tunnel south of here?
There is.
There is another, if you just come around the corner.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw that too.
You'd see a second tunnel just to your east.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't see very far down it, but there is another tunnel over there.
Does it make sense for us to throw a rock and hightail it into that tunnel just at the opening? Of course, we don't know what would come up behind us.
Right. We would be better off stepping back,
I can actually do that hella safely too because of my good old third hand.
Yeah.
Oh, Mage Hand, forgot.
That sounds
What do you mean you forgot? I literally do it.
I know.
all the time. Yeah. Yeah. You should hook a rock down there, man.
Okay, are we in agreement that that's what we're going to do? Chuck a rock down there?
After I move up next to
Back up like 30 feet.
There's another alternative you want, is do the flyby and drop the rock along the way for precision's sake.
Yeah, absolutely.
if the bird flies over the hole, you get to look right down it.
Right. I was gonna say, if you're willing to put Badath at risk in case there's, an antlion or something down there.
How high's the ceiling there?
You don't have to be too worried about precision because I only have to toss it 5 feet. The mage hand can end up right there.
Oh, that's
the keg.
The ceiling is similar to the other large room, about 20 feet high.
okay. Good to know.
Okay, well that limits what can pop out of there.
Well, If you want to throw a rock in, I will have a frostbite ready to throw if something wants to come after us.
Yeah, let's do it.
Make your preps, and I will do it when everybody gives me the okay.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
sword's out anyway, but I also want to listen in case it just falls to hear if it hits anything, you know?
Ow!
From where you are, Alistair.
What's the owl?
What was that?
Yeah, you want to hear if something cries out?
After, sir.
You're just gonna toss it, or you're just gonna cast it from where you're standing now.
Yeah, I'm going to cast it where I'm standing and over the pit, about 30 feet away to the edge of its reach. I'm then just going to like toss a stone.
Okay. Yeah. So you pick up a stone, you float it over, you toss it in, and about you can count to 2 before you hear a clatter, an echo from below.
But it takes 2 seconds for that thing to hit? Wow.
Yeah, it's deep.
Yeah, it is.
And you don't hear anything else aside from the shifting of the sand that you might have interrupted by tossing that stone and
Right.
bumping
It also-
into the side or something.
It also might not be as deep as we think it is. It could be that there's sand on the bottom and it rolled off the sand and clattered onto stone after it fell.
Yep.
But that said, there's enough space down there for something to clatter onto stone.
Yeah, there was certainly no sploosh, and there was a distinct echoing clatter.
I would suggest that we check this tunnel on the south side really quick.
Do it. I have one more experiment.
All right, can I go do that while you experiment? Like, do you feel safe enough to do that?
Oh,
I
feel
can-
safe.
I can cover your
I
back.
feel safe. I was going to ask if you felt safe because I was going to mess with the sand.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna just walk down that tunnel to the south a little bit. Like I'm not gonna deliberately, fight anything or poke at anything. I just want to make sure that we're relatively safe.
Do you want me to do it, Montlarn?
No, that's fine.
All right, well, I'll have your back.
Yeah,
I'm
counting on my dark vision, so I'm basically just like scanning to make sure there's not like another basilisk walking around down here.
Right.
Yeah, Mont, you can see that there are a couple more tunnels. However, Mont, when you step into that space, I do need everybody to roll initiative.
Damn it.
Shit.
My dumb ass trying to move my. I'm watching Nero's screen on the right side, and I keep clicking on myself, going, "Why can't I move my token?" Oh.
Sir, do I click the initiative on the snake or on Naya?
You use whatever's higher.
Higher? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, but hold on. No. To make it work with the token, roll it on Naya, and then we'll just change the number manually.
Okay, because it's a +2 on a snake and +1 on Naya.
Okay, so roll it on Naya, and then we'll give you a +1 and all.
And who am I supposed to target on the token?
Target the Naya token.
Oh,
Because
okay.
yeah,
Let me
we've got
find her.
you in the initiative. Nice, you rolled the same number. Okay, but you're at a 13. And we just need Amber Green to roll, and I think we're good.
Oh, give me 1 sec.
Roll it.
Make sure your token is selected as well. Cool.
Yeah, that should be it.
All right, now you are, of course, surprised. As does happen now and then.
Well, based on what we can see, there's nothing here. So how are we surprised?
That's exactly how. Based on what you can see, nothing here, but there is.
One of the stalactites above your head, Montlarin.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Drops down upon you, and well, no. Actually, let me roll that.
I knew we had to worry about the ceiling.
From one of the stalactites above you, a radius of magical darkness appears. Which, if I can give it an aura.
Oh, sorry, I was wrong. It's not a piercer, it's a dark mantle.
Yeah.
It's a dark what?
The words are in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a kind of dungeon monster.
I was thinking, I haven't lurker above or piercered someone in a long time.
Yeah, right.
Can blind sight penetrate the darkness?
Yes, in fact.
Oh, good. She's useful.
Oh, that's cheating, Elvis Taver.
No, sorry, I didn't mean for that.
I cast a spell in the darkness.
Sorry, I'm gonna delete it.
He literally whips out the stat block. Good play.
I was not looking at the stat block for that reason.
If you want to post the picture of the monster, go ahead and right click paste. Feel free. But we're gonna roll through everybody else's turns and boop 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 boop. Now we're back to the top, and on the top here. So.
Oh, lovely. Thanks so much, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. Montlarin, you are the tallest target here. So first one, you can't see this, of course, because you are in magical darkness.
But I can see it.
Oh wait, and it would of course have advantage. So
right, roll that again.
I don't think either of those hit you. Yeah. So Mont, you hear the flutter behind you, and you are able to get your shield over the back of your head soon enough that it something bounces off your shield. Which is why the second one is going to do the same thing. It's a 19 hit, Montlarin.
A 19 does. Yep.
All right. So you take 6 damage, and this one right here, I'm gonna mark it in red for you.
Thank you.
It is your head is engulfed by the leathery wings and tentacles of the previously stalactite. And you are once more blind. You are doubly blind, and you cannot currently breathe. So you hear Montlarin freaking out in a. Oh, that's a nice picture. What the fuck is that second one? Is that 4E? Let me just look at the rules.
That one
for
looks like
breathing real
Half-Life.
quick.
Right.
Kind of does. Also has that cock and balls hanging from the ceiling look.
Those are the rocks it's gripping to, at least. So it's just suggestive.
Right. It just grips them.
All fucking.
That bottom one, actually. The bottom one looks most like what I've always thought a dark mantle looked like.
Canonically, yeah, exactly. Like vampire squids, but, in a cave.
Well, yeah, and their mantle hangs down and becomes looks like the fucking brain. Stalactite.
Oh, yeah, right, exactly.
Okay. You can survive a number of rounds equal to your Constitution modifier. Because
awesome.
obviously you didn't get a chance to hold your breath.
Right.
Unable to breathe has advantage on its attack rolls. And you can make a strength check as an action to try to get it off of your head. And for obvious reasons, if anybody else attacks the Dark Mantle, this isn't part of the stat block, but Montlarin will take the same damage.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you can't just leave him up and whack it.
If you attack the bat that is currently wrapped around Montlarin's head, he will take the same damage if you hit.
Right, because you're smacking my goddamn head.
Right.
So
is it this one or this one?
Well, wait. So how do we actually fight it?
Well, that's the puzzle.
What?
One of you guys needs to put on headphones. I'm sorry. Whoever's got the echo. But the southernmost one with the red dot is currently attached to Montlarin's head.
Right.
Of course, you can't see into the aura even with dark vision because it is magical darkness.
Right, but I'm blindsight, so I can see all three of them, right?
Yep. And well, Naya, they're actually flying.
They're flying. Okay.
Does blindsight work?
10 feet. Up, down, sideways.
Excuse me.
Right, because you sense vibration.
Yeah, okay. So you can still see them if they're flying within 10 feet of you. It's not.
My question is, how do we actually fight them if the target will take the same damage we deal?
You don't get to ask the dungeon master that question.
You can anybody else can make the same DC 13 strength check to pull the thing off Montlarin's head. But Naya, you're the only one who knows that is there and where it is, really. Everybody else would be doing it blind.
Right.
It's magical darkness, right? Like my dark vision doesn't help?
Correct.
Yeah, and if you cast light in it, it fizzles.
Oh, wait, really? You can't cancel it?
Wait, it fizzles? So I could get out of wild shape and cast Moonbeam?
The
and
light fizzles.
Depends on the interaction here. Usually the way lights and dark spells work is whichever one is cast last wins, but it also depends on spell level. It'll say so in the spell description if it dispels darkness.
Right, I was going to say the one that you looked at earlier explicitly says if it's a light spell second level or lower, it gets dispelled.
Yeah, but I think I know there's a spell that would dispel this. I just don't remember.
So I have Moonbeam. It is a second level evocation spell. I have it prepared for this trip.
Does Moonbeam say it dispels magical darkness?
I'm looking.
I'm curious, does dispel magic work on an innate magic ability? Like it says creature
2d10
object or
radiant
magical
damage.
effect.
Let's see. It is magical darkness, but I don't think dispel magic works on this.
It doesn't actually
It's innate,
say
right? It's like produced by a
dispels
gland or something.
darkness. It says that it produces light, dim light at least, and then
so
it causes radiant damage.
What you're looking for is Dawn will dispel darkness, I believe.
So a shape changer makes a
Daylight
saving
even, I
throw with
think, might be a spell.
disadvantage.
What was that, sir?
I think Daylight is a spell.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yep.
I don't have that.
But
I
in
do
any
have
case,
Moonbeam.
while you all decide what to do, it is in fact Nimbus's turn. So, Nimbus, if you want to go ahead and take your turn that you are owed.
While I
If
was
you-
keeping my eye on the pit and, kind
Yeah.
of letting them slink ahead, I saw out of the corner of my eye a part of the illuminated area just go and just
Yeah,
completely
you can
go
see
black.
that there is now a black veil that your lantern does not penetrate. Now, of course, you can target any creature in that veil. You'll just have disadvantage, and you can't target them with spells that require sight, obviously.
Disadvantage, and I can't target them if they require sight.
Yeah, so if it says a creature you can see in the spell, you obviously can't see them.
Yeah, we can't see any one of them. They're all in the darkness circle.
Correct. Yeah, they're all just inside that circle.
But that circle is a spell that one of them cast, not a thing that they all are doing all the time.
They're not all doing it all the time, but it is a innate ability of theirs. It's not a spell.
It
although
also
is
looks
magic.
like the circle is on the dark mantle to the right.
Yeah, it totally does. I'm just curious about my ability to intervene because all I see is a big orb of blackness in front of me.
I don't think dispel magic would work, but again, any spell you have that generates light would do it. But also, I'm gonna again let Nimbus take his turn.
For sure.
I don't know what the hell's going on there, and so I'm just gonna kind of fire a gust at it.
Oh, watch out for the
Ooh, okay.
snake.
Do I get tumbled ass over tea kettle with that?
Sounds like it.
Well, let's see how the spell works.
Okay.
Here, let me click it.
Snake goes flying up, wraps around Mount Lauren's face.
No.
He recognizes what it is, tries to catch said snake. Meanwhile,
What level did you
Alright,
cast
so
it?
you are pushing a creature 10 feet, I assume, or doing something else?
Yeah, if I can, I guess, detect without seeing where a creature is, I would probably...
well, it does have to be on a point you can see within range. So I'm not sure any of the yeah, I'm not sure that this one would work on any of the dark mantles.
If I've stepped to here, can I see where approximate where the middle of that ring is at? Because I'm guessing it's like a really hard cutoff.
I don't think you'd quite be able to, especially because much of it overlaps the walls of the cavern.
Right. So I would only have a small...
You're basically just seeing, yeah, you're pretty much seeing a flat wall of darkness here, and you have no idea how deep it goes.
All right. So what I would probably do is, let's see, I'm going to do... Then... wouldn't do anything. I would probably just blow the wind right here against the rock at maybe chest height.
Okay. Again, you can't actually cast the spell inside the darkness because you can't see it.
Well, no, right. It's I'm basically casting at where I would approximate the thing I'm seeing is at.
The spell requires you see where you're casting.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, then if that's the case, I probably wouldn't be casting anything. I would just have frostbite at the ready if I see a creature come out.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
I would probably also take a step back over to here, probably, since I don't want to block the hole for other people to get by.
Cool. Okay then, Albus Taver, you can hear the muffled scream of Montlarin. Also, I asked this earlier, but I think we lost it. Mont, how many rounds do you have?
2.
2 rounds. Okay. Fortunately, you're not restrained or anything, so
Right.
hopefully that check's pretty easy. We'll see. So Alvistaver, it is your turn, and again, yeah, you can see the darkness, but you can't see into the darkness. What do you want to do? I'll remind you that you can target creatures that are in the darkness as long as you aren't required to see them. You'll just have disadvantage. So if you had like a crossbow or something, you can target with disadvantage any of those.
And what was the rule on creating light in the darkness?
So any light spell that says it dispels darkness will tell you what it does. But the natural light cannot illuminate it, and basically, if any of the darkness overlaps with an area of light created by a spell of second level or lower, the spell creating the light is dispelled. So if you were to cast like the light cantrip, it just wouldn't work.
Does that same thing hold true for like a flame cantrip that casts light?
You would be able to cast produce flame and throw it. It just wouldn't produce any light inside the area.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh no, don't move as a unit. Stop it.
Well, you're probably moving on Keen, right?
Yeah, but I rolled Keen's initiative, so Keen's going to act as its own separate entity.
Yeah. Okay. So then, do you want to ready an action until she moves?
No, I was going to hop off Keen. I was going to do something else.
Okay. Cool.
I just need to select my token.
It is a challenging thing for Roll20. I understand.
Especially after you've selected multiple tokens at the same time.
Yeah.
It's not a good RTS.
Can you just click off of them and then click yours? That's how I usually do it.
Oh,
No?
no, you can. There we go. Now I'm good.
Okay. Alright, so here you are.
I'm assessing the situation here. And what I'm going to do is blindly dash.
Blindly dash through the darkness.
Yep, through the darkness, doing a sidestep out of the darkness, and then back into the darkness.
Okay, I think I'm actually going to make you make a dexterity or dexterity saving throw or acrobatics check to avoid tripping over your snake friend here, because she is kind of in that doorway there. Okay, no problem.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'll
Cool.
make a +9 saving throw.
Cool. All right, so you make it to the other side, and that was there, and then so you got another space or two that you can move, I think, right? Or was that's you moved 20?
No, that's it. Yep, that's it. I am going to wait. Did I already do that this time?
Do what?
My action surge.
You used your action surge, yeah, on one of the previous monsters. You should make sure that you mark that down.
I did. That's why I'm asking you this question.
Yeah. But you do still have your action if you wish to use it.
Oh shit! Yeah, because I can dash as a. Yay! I love being a thief.
Yeah, let me just double check that dismounting, that doesn't cost anything, does it?
No, it shouldn't.
Mounting and dismounting. Now a creature. Yeah, it straight up doesn't say how much it costs to dismount, so I guess it's free. Okay, I just wanted to double check. I wasn't sure if it was like 5 feet or something. Yeah, so you've still got an action. Of course, if you attack any of these creatures, you'll be attacking with disadvantage.
Yeah, absolutely. I am sorry, Mon.
Oh no. Ooh, okay. So that 12 hits.
Who are you attacking?
I'm attacking the Dark Mantle on you.
Oh no.
Oh boy. All right.
How does this work? Because it's a whip.
So
I do have a big gnarly knife at the end of it, so.
yeah. So what I'm gonna say here is you strike the creature. You are basically aiming at the muffled sounds of your paladin. Where you know his head to be, that you have seen so many times. And you do feel the whip wrap around something, and as you pull it back, you feel the tearing of the flesh. What I think I'm gonna say for this one is one, Montlarin, you can breathe because the Dark Mantle has had its body ripped asunder, and Albus Taver, you have basically made calamari out of it.
But did Montlarin just take 22 damage?
Montlarin, I'm gonna say you didn't take the sneak attack damage, but you'll take the 9 slashing damage. I think
your face gets cut.
Well, that was nice.
Better.
Yeah, got a cool adventurer scar.
That was not the safest encounter with a bladed whip.
No.
Just tell him he got in a knife fight.
2 rounds of suffocation is 2 rounds too many.
Is that it? Is that it, Elvis? Are we square with this place?
Oh yeah, we're yeah.
Okay. Well, that did happen. So that's your turn now, Miss Taver. The next Dark Mantle is gonna go, and
which one is it?
It's the one generating the darkness. In fact.
Okay.
Albus Taver, you're gonna get attacked. It's gonna have advantage. Whoop. 17 doesn't hit. So, Albus Taver, you hear the swooping flutter of this thing's body, and you are able to duck just in time to hear it float over your head.
Oh my fucking god! Yes, I just noticed that. Sorry, we were ordering food.
Oh, it's okay. All right, Naya, you're up. So both of these are kind of high up. I would say they're within your 10 feet though, and as a constrictor snake, you can make yourself tall enough to reach them. So you're
I guess
fine to
my
make
question
an attack
would
on
be,
either of these.
Bite is my only 2 spells as a snake are bite, so that's the head, can raise up and do that. The other is constrict, which is like the bulk of the body. So can she raise her body up high enough?
I would say if you manage to pull off the constrict, what that would do is you'd manage to wrap around this thing also because it's a small creature, and you'd pretty much you'd basically be standing up, because you are a giant snake, and then if you wanted to say that you shrink back down to ground level, you would simply drag the creature with you, and it wouldn't cost you anything really.
You just snatch it out of the air.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do the constrict.
Okay.
Because I think that has value to the next guy. Disadvantage?
Yep.
Why?
Oh, no, you don't have disadvantage because you have blind sight. Yes, thank you.
Fucking
you have
right.
normal.
So it's normal. Okay. So I think I'm going to go for a constrict. Thank you, Monty. Because I think that will help the next person.
Cool.
But I'm not, it's a gamble. Here we go.
Cool.
Yes! Yes, I got a hit.
Okay, are you doing the one to your left or to your south?
I was going to do the one, oh, good question, actually. I was going to do the one to my left, but I think I will change that and do the one between Montlarn and Albus.
Okay. So you managed to grab it. It is grappled and restrained. It takes 8 damage. And if you want to like drag it down to ground level because it was just
yes, and drag it down to ground level so that it is. I want it to be very disadvantaged. So I have it not only constricted, but it's not able to fly around and do any of that.
And it's gonna make a concentration save. Okay.
Nice.
Darkness has actually been dispelled by you doing that. You've managed to interrupt it, and you almost squeeze the darkness out of it. And Nimbus and Ambergreen and everybody else you can suddenly see.
Okay, so you guys hurry up and do whatever your thing is.
Hot damn, yeah, we're about to.
So that's restrained.
Do I have line of sight on the restrained one?
You would have to, Nimbus, you'd have to move to be in the same column.
You'd have to get around my ass.
Yeah, you'd have to be able to look down.
Your ass is skinny.
Gotcha. Okay.
You could also maybe like get in there to see the other one. But that's about it.
You're a snake. You got no ass.
Because the idea was that I was what's it called? Had a spell prepared. The frostbite. But,
right. Yeah,
so
I would say
corner.
I would say in this case, I think you wouldn't be able to have that line of sight there. I think you'll have to move to see either of these. I know the lighting on these is a little not quite where the drawing is because of, shapes.
Right.
So, okay. Naya's turn. But Badath has a turn if he wants to do anything.
No, I don't think. Other than just kind of flying to here and going higher up. Have a good luck.
Cool. All right, then. Keen also has a turn.
So I have a OOC question?
Sure.
Does everybody, besides me, recognize what we're dealing with now? Because I wouldn't have known that at all.
Anybody who wants to can roll nature to see if you've encountered these creatures before or know what they are.
Yeah,
I'll try.
Reasonably, Montlarn would have no fucking clue.
Okay. What about Nimbus? He's the Wizard League one.
Same as it ever was.
You'd have to see him first.
Okay.
Yeah, Ambergreen, you might have heard of various, ceiling creatures.
Right, in the caves, right?
Yeah.
I'm just concerned that Nimbus is sending Badath into the air, which is where they came from, and he doesn't necessarily know that.
But yeah, Alvis, what is Keen gonna do? If anything.
Hello?
Regroup.
Cool. Was that a dash for her?
Yeah, I believe so. She doesn't have a 50, does she?
Pretty sure she has a 50.
Oh, if she has a 50, then that was not a dash.
Yeah.
No, she has a 50.
Yeah.
No, that was just a movement speed. Yeah, my dash is her movement speed, which is what makes her such a great mount.
So she's got a whole ass action left. There you go.
Holy shit! Nice
whole
trample.
ass action.
I am
It's an
assuming
air trap.
this is the one just north of you, Albus Tavern.
Yellow.
All right, that's a good 10 damage, and it has to make a strength saving throw.
10 damage almost killed it, right?
Oh, it passes the save. So yeah, she's able to make this leap as she is dashing like under it, and she bats it hard with one of her claws. But it just kind of she scrapes it. It flutters a little bit and flags, but it manages to keep its position, and then she lands next to you, Albus Tabber.
Such a good girl.
And now it's Montlaren's turn. So you can see now, and you can
Yeah. Yeah,
and,
nice. I
and
like
you
that.
might have like a nice bloody scratch across your cheek or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, a new
And
adventure
revenge
style.
on your mind.
Yeah, well, I mean, Naya has been so nice as to present this one to me, so I'm gonna stab it.
Oh, you
Go,
have
go.
advantage.
Oh shit! I clicked before that. That probably hits anyway, though.
Well, click again, just once. Yeah, okay, that's good.
Holy shit.
So we're gonna take that 4 and your 9.
Okay.
Because that's the rolls that were made. So that is 13. Go ahead and make another one with advantage. I'm assuming you want to anyway.
Oh yeah.
Very nice.
Easily done. Yeah, you were able to very effectively. I mean, it's kind of just to like stand over it, wait for the moment where like the snake and the bat have struggled into the correct position, and then just plunge.
Right.
So you kill it.
Sweet.
Shit.
Well done.
Oh yeah, and that's my turn. So.
Okay, yeah.
If Naya had a hand, she'd hide.
Actually, I'll step next to Albus really quick, but yeah.
Okay. And Amber Green, you're up. You got this one baddie thing right in front of you.
That's 20, which leaves me all the room I need. I'm going to swing my Warhammer.
Well,
hopefully
your
it's gonna be fine.
regular attack roll.
Indeed.
Sir, am I supposed to be able to see the HP of that Dark Mantle?
Does a 14 hit?
14 does hit. You deal 7 damage.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, I don't think
with a hammer out of the air. I mean, picture that.
Yeah. It is still floating up a few feet above the ground, but you are able to whack it.
Exactly.
Now, do you have anything else you want to do before it's the Dark Mantle's turn?
Can I disengage without incurring an attack?
You'd have to use your action for that, unless you were a rogue.
Yeah. All right. No, I'm good.
Okay. So
Here, I'll use a cantrip to give Naya the blessing of the trickster because she's right next to me.
does that take an action or a bonus?
No, it's an
Action.
It is one action.
Oh yeah, okay, you're already attacked.
Oh, never mind then. I don't do that.
Thank you.
Oh, for sure. I was thinking of you.
Okay.
Really.
This battered dark mantle uses its darkness ability.
So I'm the only one that
No.
can see it again.
Yeah, Naya, you are the only one who can see it. Now, everybody who can't see a creature cannot make an attack of opportunity against it. So, Naya, when it attempts to fly away, you are the only one who can do anything about it with a reaction.
Yeah, you should get it when it's near Montlarin so that your snaky body slaps against Montlarin's face and he goes, "Oh shit," and realizes what's going on.
Well, okay, but do I have a reactive attack like that as a
Yeah, you do.
snake?
Yeah.
It's called an attack of
That's
opportunity.
everything has an attack of opportunity available.
I guess I can't tell which of these is.
It's any action, any attack action.
Any attack action? Okay, so I can just like do it?
Yeah, like you're trying to nab it out of the air. As soon as it moves, you're like, "I got you."
One melee attack. So there you go. Okay. So
Nice, you sniped that out of the air.
I
right,
did,
yeah.
and I brought it back down to the ground. Like
So
That's what it
tries
looks
to get
like.
away. It tries to get away. You manage to stop it. You are able to lunge up, wrap around it, and squeeze it tight enough that you just hear a crack somewhere inside it, and that is the end of that.
Oh, cool. I was going to ask
Very
you
nice.
if it was enough to squeeze the darkness out of it.
QQ, yeah, you did. You squeezed the darkness right out of it.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
Sir, how much time has passed?
That was 2 turns, so 12 seconds.
Never mind. Okay. I should know better than to ask that.
That's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
Yeah,
Alrighty
a round is like a minute, maybe.
Around 6 seconds.
Oh shit, only 6 seconds? I thought it was like
Yeah.
20.
Yeah,
Well, I'm worried about time counting down on Wild Shape, and I guess I don't have to worry about it.
as always, a round takes place all simultaneously, right? So everybody is doing their turn during the same 6 seconds. You have slain these beasts. It's up to you to decide what you want to do next.
Well, I guess the question is, do we have somebody who's adept at looking up to see if there's any more of these damn things in this cave?
All of us. We could all look up.
Yeah, anybody who managed to just look up.
Well,
Yeah,
I only have
Nimbus.
10 feet of blind sight, so.
No, you.
Well, with
You also have
Nimbus
normal
around, you can
vision.
see. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have normal vision as well as blind sight.
Right.
You know, I can't. Sir, what is the normal vision of a constrictor snake?
Same as
It
any
doesn't
other
say.
creature. It's just you can
Like
see
20 feet or
far-
something?
Every creature can see indefinitely as long as they're not obstructed. So on an average horizon, that's something like, I think it's like a mile or 2 miles.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Just how sight works. You just see until you can't see anymore.
Oh, hell, I didn't know that. Okay.
There's no fog of war on eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just like the darkness or the light not casting far enough to see beyond it.
Exactly.
Okay. I mean, Naya doesn't have, dark vision or anything, so I think she can only see like 30 feet, 50 feet. I don't know.
Well, on an
No,
open
not-
field, she can see indefinitely. It
Yeah.
like really only matters when you're in like a dungeon or someplace where lighting is limited or at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
as
think I
long
knew
as-
that. Thank you.
As long as it's I mean, there's a specific rule for if you are like up on a mountain, where it's like you can see 20 miles, right, unobstructed. So it just depends on how far the horizon goes, as long as you have light.
Okay.
Nimbus, could you cast Gentle Repose on these dark mantles? They were gliding just a second ago, right?
They are bat-like monsters. Yes.
I like how we're just like gentle repose all these, preserve them. We want to pickle all of the monsters we fight just in case we have alchemical need.
Legitimately, what state are their bodies in?
Yeah,
one of
that's a
them
good
was
question
torn apart.
because
So
One of them was destroyed by suffocation. One of them was one of them was destroyed by suffocation, but also pummeled with a hammer and a metal paw. One of them was stabbed through the brain, and one of them was sliced to ribbons. So,
Did any of them ever have eyes?
they do have a ring of eyes like around the stalactite part.
likewise the leathery flesh might be good in clothing making. I bet we could get Pontus to make something cool. I'm holding out for maybe like what did they call them back in the city? Only a few people ever did this daring stunt when they jumped off of buildings.
Anybody who hasn't done it yet can roll nature to see if if these are, if they're useful for anything.
A shoot? Is that what they're called?
Oh, whoops.
A very bad advantage. Amber Green, you already did it. You were excluded from that.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I believe Pontus might be able to make a shoot. Yes, that's what they are called.
Naya and Nimbus, you both know. Naya, you can't really talk, but you both know what these are. They're dark mantles. They're a type of kind of bat-like ambush predator. They don't really have any special properties.
apart from their ability to produce complete profound darkness,
They are magical, but it is not something that, at least as far as you're aware, the technology exists to harvest. They are able to, do magic innately, as some monsters are able to do.
Are they monstrosities or fiends?
They are monstrosities.
Okay.
okay?
If you harvested anything from them, it would just be a small bit of like fanciful, like, oh look, I have dark mantle leather on my coat.
That's exactly what I mean, though. It's the leather. The leather. The leather is key to how they were gliding.
Nimbus, it's their anatomy that lets them glide, not their leather. Yeah. They are merely, they have skin.
Yeah,
it's not like a what do you mean the anatomy, not their leather? Their leather is part of their anatomy.
Right, but the magic doesn't come from the leather. It doesn't sound like the magic is infused in the leather.
You don't need magic to glide.
Correct. They glide non-magically.
Exactly.
Using flapping motions.
But also their leather is integral enough to sustain that kind of tension. Wait, it's springy. Look at this leather, and he pulls on it a little bit. It has more give. It's like the equivalent to kangaroo leather, except you don't have kangaroos. Maybe, I don't know.
Right, it's like bat leather.
It is
Almost exactly like that.
Precisely so.
Like, it can catch air, is what I'm saying. What if we could like
one of them cannot do that anymore because you have ripped it asunder.
Right.
But,
Seems like then you would want us to bring one back intact to show the shape of it to Pontus, so he can try to do something to I don't know,
Like replicate it. You can just
Approximate it?
sketch that. Just sketch it.
yeah, study and utilize it in some.
Use your
Okay,
map
we can bring
making
back-
skills.
we could bring back just the freshest looking one because I did calamari the other one, but I'm still like I guess we could approximate the kind of leather and maybe, but yes, I think there's a means to us falling
You cut a little scrap of the leather and put it next to your sketch.
Are we really gonna stop for another preservation of creature, or
No, just cut it. It'll dry.
Give it a good sketch and then I'll cut a sample of leather out, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
there's
saying.
a-
Like cut the membrane, let it dry out in your just press between the leaves of your notebook where you draw the picture.
There's
Did
another
you say
big
gross?
chamber down here.
yeah,
Chambers. It goes off into a Y. Maybe
there
actually
are
it connects.
indeed, there are indeed additional caverns.
I'm not letting Montlarin walk into a place by himself anymore, and I'm looking
No,
towards this.
Right. I mean, and what we have left is the pit.
Also, Nimbus and Naya, you know that when these things are hiding, they are in fact indistinguishable from stalactites.
Okay.
So even looking for them, you're not really going to be able to see them.
What about perception checks?
Yeah,
I got
no, they are fully indistinguishable. So if you see them, they will look like a stalactite.
So as we enter each
Okay.
room, start throwing pebbles at the ceiling.
Algastaver for 30 feet around him starts just smacking stalactites.
What about like a medicine check or a nature check or an insight check? Do those help at all?
Throw
Nah,
a rock check.
Perfect
they're
camouflage. Yeah.
indistinguishable.
probably be detect magic, if anything.
They wouldn't
Okay.
appear on a detect magic, unfortunately.
Even though
I
they're
have
magical
a-
creatures. Okay.
I have a light crossbow. I'm gonna stick an arrow in like every major stalactite in the room that we before. we
Then
walk in.
don't bother. Yeah, no, don't bother. I have a mage hand.
Oh, just go up and tickle him. Yeah, just go up and tickle him. I love it.
I have
That
mage
is a
hand
good idea.
and prestidigitation. That's all we need.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yes.
if you guys want to go particularly slowly, you can certainly wait for Algastaver to mage hand slap every notable large stalactite.
Love it.
Just
tickle him.
in the next couple of rooms.
Fix him with his ghost hand.
Honestly, if I can, like if it'll, mechanically affect something, I'm just gonna walk around under my shield. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Still slapping stalactites, but you can do that too.
Oh, but yeah, I kind of want to move down this tunnel over here on the, I guess the east side,
Okay.
because it looks like it opens onto something big. I can just make out the entrance to another chamber down there.
I'm going to.
I'm sticking with you, Montlarin.
Try to frostbite the different stalactites as we go, and if I'm not able to, it's because it isn't a creature. If I am able to, then the mechanics of the spell reveals the creature. If I'm not mistaken.
That is technically true. Yeah, because there are many spells that you cannot cast on objects.
Yep, it would be a creature you can see within range. So if I pretend it's a creature and I cast it, and it is a creature, then mechanically it should get frosted.
Or make a con saving throw.
Oh, it'll still take damage. You still take half damage on my frostbite because I'm...
Yes. But I have the same frostbite as you, right?
No. Mine
okay.
mine is a special super duper evocation wizard frostbite that does half damage, and then I also have arcane adept for ice, or for cold damage. So my
Also, aren't druids divine casters?
they're nature casters.
Yeah, druids.
It just seems strange that we have a spell with exactly the same name, but they do different things.
It's the same name. I just have two things that bump it up, and
Right, you have modifiers.
Third one.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a big ass room down here.
Yes, indeed, there is. There are several stalagmites, and as you move through, you do not find any more dark mantles, at least in this chamber that you pass through, which is otherwise fairly empty and unremarkable. The chamber that you're entering now, Montlaran, you can see that there's sort of a hill on the south side. It's about 15 feet tall, and it looks like you could there's a little bit of room to like stand on top. But it's just this like big slope of ground going up toward the edge of the cavern wall.
Sand or clay or dust or
Looks like it's looks like a natural sloping section of just the similar dirt to the
got it.
what
Okay.
the floor is made out of.
Any tracks or anything obvious?
You don't see tracks. You see, so there are a few stalagmites in this room, and on top of the hill, there are three boulders that almost look placed intentionally, but could simply be random chance.
Are there any holes or depressions in the sand dirt of the floor that might suggest a connection to the pit?
Especially from where you're sitting right now, Naya, you don't see anything in particular that would indicate that.
Okay.
Yomon,
Yeah.
I'm wondering, though I might be wrong, if perhaps some creature is sleeping under that big old mound right there.
Right. I could see what you're saying there.
I don't know why the stones seem very, very suspicious to me, but in my head, I feel like that's something a digging creature would do.
How big are those boulders?
They're about 3 to 5 feet round diameter.
Gotcha. Okay. From here, can I tell if they're like jagged or smooth?
Well, you're kind of behind a stalagmite, but from that general area, they look fairly like not smoothed out, but they're fairly round.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I definitely see what Elvis is saying here.
Unless you're not seeing shit.
Hey!
Hear anything?
It's funny.
Montlaran, aside from the occasional whistle of wind and crackle of sand, dust and whatnot, you don't hear anything particular.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna like point at the hill, point at myself, and then make like walking motions with my fingers, and then I'm gonna step forward 20 feet.
Give me one moment. No, don't.
Okay. I'm gonna move you right there because that's where I'm gonna ask you to stop and ask everybody else to stop as well.
Okay.
And once more, if you would all one more time roll me some initiative, I would appreciate it.
Dang it!
Oh, it's a trap.
Yeah, as soon as he was like, once more, I'm like, oh, here we go.
I kind of wanted to move one of the boulders with the mage hand.
Oh, they were way too big, man.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, they were? Okay, never mind.
Yeah. You could tell that Mont was expecting it, though. He seldom gets an initiative roll like that.
Nice. Okay. Or didn't have a token selected when I tried to roll. Cool. So considering how ready you were, Montlarin, I don't think we are going to be surprised by this one. This, even though it is a hidden creature, I don't think the surprise is going to happen.
We're expecting a hidden creature.
Yeah.
Right. Now, to be fair, if it revealed itself in some shocking or explosive way, I might still be surprised by that.
Right, but at the same time, Albus was pointing at that pile going, hey, man, do you suppose there's a monster under there?
Well, and my whole point of like signaling that I was going to walk forward was to go like, hey, this is probably dangerous, so everybody get ready, right? You know what I mean?
Guys, I suppose there's a monster under there?
Get her.
Okay.
Here they come.
Real quick. Okay.
Get her, Mont. That was
What's
your
the
plan?
ceiling height in here, sir?
This is probably the tallest room that you've encountered so far. It's about 30 foot high, so there's a lot of space above that hill even.
Okay.
The rock, the boulder in the middle of the bunch, Montlarin, at the moment you step past that ring of stalagmites, you see it come to life. And it stands up on stubby legs. It looks down at you. It makes it almost has the impression of a humanoid in it. It makes a deep growling, grunting noise, and raises its arms, and the other two boulders, you can see them. They don't turn into the same type of creature, but they rumble with animation. Mont, you're up. You're not surprised because again, you were expecting something to come out of that hill.
Right. Yeah, so I think first things first, I'm going to pop magic weapon.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think before I move, I'm just going to say to Nimbus, I'm going to flank west, left.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move right there.
Okay, its eyes follow you, Montlarin.
Cool. And then I'm going to ready an action for, an attack for if they get into range of me.
Okay. Cool. Then it's Keen's turn, Albus Taver.
It's Keen's turn, is it? Have they noticed us behind this stalactite over here? Are they looking at us?
The creature. So the only one of these that actually appears to be a proper creature is the one in the middle, and its eyes are. It is turning to follow Montlarin as he's moving along. You're not sure if it's seeing you or not.
I only see two.
Can you remind me again what kind of actions I can ready? Can I ready a dash action and then wait for my turn?
Yeah, you can ready pretty much whatever you want as long as it's an action. It's just you have to use your action to ready, and then you have to use a reaction on a specific trigger to use it. So you're losing out on your full turn pretty much. But unless you use your other stuff already. But if you wanted to ready a dash on your turn and then dash when something else happens, then yeah, you can do that.
I'm going to do that.
Okay, it is Keen's turn though.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's what I'm saying. So that Keen can move when a trigger happens, and I'm going to have to specify that trigger, and
You do
then
have to specify
get closer. Yeah, no, give me a second to remember, or at least think of something clever. Did one of these guys move already?
The one in the middle has it appears to you it has animated these other boulders.
Okay. When one of them gets into combat range with Montlarin, Keen will dash.
Okay. All right, that works. Then that's going to happen very shortly, in fact, because the boulder directly in front of you, Montlarin, it vibrates ever more furiously until something shifts underneath it and the sand crumbles away and it under its own power charges down the hill at you.
Oh shit.
You are you're gonna have to take this attack roll.
That is my plan.
Okay. I'm gonna roll this attack first, and then you can roll your attack.
Okay.
Wow. All right.
Yep.
I think because you were readily prepared for this, you were able to sidestep, and so you are just doing the attack with your reaction, right?
Yeah. Well, because I had ready to attack for if they came into range. Exactly. Yep.
Okay. I think what's going to happen is you're going to do that 4 damage because you got that +1. And because your sword is magical, you are able to put a scratch into this boulder. It is still very much a boulder. But it is going to actually roll past you as it's trying to hit you, and you're able to sidestep it. It's going to slam into the wall.
Oh, I did want to divine smite it before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, wow, that's a lot of damage.
I think
That's a lot of
best
damage.
smite I've ever done. Yeah.
So you managed to do the sidestep. You put in the slice with the divine energy, and as you manage to divert it just slightly, and then it slams into the wall. And after it slams into the wall, it begins to vibrate again and slowly turn around.
Ew.
Nimbus, your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna hit that thing with a frostbite. try to do it in such a way that it doesn't notice that it's me that's casting it, because it doesn't really have like a directional projectile.
Okay. On save. Easy. So it still takes the 8 cold, right? Or it takes half damage.
It takes half, so it
Okay.
takes 4 damage. But it took
That was
4
the,
damage.
the boulder that just rolled past, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it did take the damage, you're saying.
It did take the damage.
Okay. I'm gonna move to here and try to like be up on this, like hug up on the side of this.
Okay. Yeah, the stalagmites are pretty tall, but they're also wide enough that you can pretty easily get cover behind them.
And then gonna use my bonus action to do a very Nimbusy sort of bonus action.
Okay.
Once I open my character sheet again because I'm silly and I closed it. Roll 20. One day we'll load your character sheet.
Or they'll stay curmudgeonly and they'll, never fix anything.
This is a boss battle, right?
That's up to you to decide.
I know, right?
You guys think this is a boss battle?
I don't know.
I mean,
There's
it
still
does feel. Yeah, we still haven't checked out that pit, but it's at least a mid boss. I mean,
Okay. You know, I can
terrible.
drop one of these for a mid boss at least.
I hate you.
no. You hate the meta.
Okay. Put that on.
Nice.
And that'll be Nimbus's turn.
Cool. Okay, Naya, you're up.
Okay, well,
Nimbus has his light, so you can see in this room.
yeah, I can't see what is northeast of Montlaran and Alvis and Keen. So
Right.
I only actually see one of these rock dudes. So I'm going to have to move in front of Ambergreen just to get any sight.
I'm pretty sure I can see over you.
Yeah, and again, he doesn't obstruct your movement at all because you can slither, and you're long instead of wide.
Snakes don't walk; they slither.
All right,
that.
well, let's see. So, theoretically, the snake is, like here. Is where I wanted to kind of go. But the token is so damn big, it's hard to...
Well, that's fine. You're there.
Okay, so now at least I can see the 3 rock dudes.
I'd probably whisper, "They're rolly, get on a high surface."
There's not too much height in this room.
It'd
No.
probably be the stalagmite here. You could kind of wrap around and go up it a bit.
kind of like the picture in the token.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that I can see, it's kind of like, well, guys, dude's made of rock. I'm not sure how much I can constrict. Bite seems like break a tooth time. So constrict of the only 2 actions I have as a snake. constrict seems to be the smarter one, or the only one, really. So I think I will back up 2 squares and then continue in a different direction, Serb, if that's okay.
Yeah, you could retcon it if you want to change where you're going.
I'm just going up 2, 1, 2, and then left 2.
As long as you're hitting 30 feet, which
So I should be within 30 feet.
Yeah. Going on. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, so do I have an action at this point?
You do.
Right?
You only
Okay.
move 30 feet.
So let's try this.
Wow.
Wow.
Yay!
Okay. Naya, as expected, you're not able to deal any damage to this boulder.
All right.
However, you have restrained the boulder.
Okay.
So it is held completely stationary by you.
Okay. Is there any kind of a time limit on how long I have it restrained?
Just until it escapes the grapple.
Okay.
And yeah, that's a specific DC, so it'll be able to roll for that on its turn.
It's too bad it doesn't take any damage at all, but okay.
Yeah.
Can't say I'm surprised since it's made of rock.
Now, you are in a bit of a dangerous situation because it is this other boulder's turn. Not the humanoid shaped rock, but the boulder that it has animated. So what's going to happen here is it is going to roll. Okay. This creature has a speed of 15. I just want to put this. Oh yeah. Good call. Thank you. Purple dot.
Purple is the humanoid rock?
Yeah.
And what are the other ones then? Just rock?
They're animated boulders.
Okay.
So I just want to note that this creature has a speed of 15 feet, but it has an ability that procs if it moves at least 20 feet straight towards the target and then uses an action. So I have to assume this is like counting downhill roll, right? Which is how I'm going to rule it. But this is a very silly stat block, I've just realized.
If bowled by a giant.
Yeah, right. Because it is rolling down 15 feet here, which means I am going to give it that free extra 10 feet of movement, because it's gaining speed. And Naya, this second animated boulder, essentially what's it's going to try to do is it is going to try to slam into your snake body, while you are restraining the other boulder, such that you are bashed in between the two boulders.
Can I? Well, you've already moved, but can I arrange a defense grappling this one and face it towards the oncoming as a defense?
Your AC. We'll see what happens.
Oh,
swing it around to catch the one rock on the other.
Yeah, you got a 12, so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, I have pretty crappy AC.
Hits with the okay. Oh my god! What? Okay. Yeah. No, yeah. So you were able to, Naya. You're able to see this boulder coming, and you are able to move your own body such that the only thing that makes contact when the two boulders smash together is each other.
Nice.
So the other boulder will take. Well, it's immune to that type of damage, so it actually doesn't take anything.
No, it just bounces away.
Yeah.
So they're both immune. They're all immune to any kind of like bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, they just crash together and bounce apart.
Ah, good to know. Not going to use my hammer on the next attack.
Yeah, that would be a bad idea.
Yeah, no bludgeoning.
Ambergreen, while you decide what to do, I am going to just go get a refill on my water real quick. I'll be back in 30 seconds.
Okay.
I can do piercing with a bite, but it seemed like a bite on rock would just break a tooth.
Yeah, I know, right? You can't pierce
Maybe
a
that's
rock.
too logical. Bite is piercing damage, so theoretically,
Aw.
Yeah, my sword hit and did damage, but I have a magical weapon right now, so I think it's just immune to physical
All
damage.
right, what's the plan?
yeah, okay.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20. And look where I am.
Right up in there.
So I'm going to reach over and do an inflict wound.
Okay. I have to break the AC.
I'm going to break the AC.
Oh,
Look.
you're not.
Ah,
Shit.
really? It has an AC higher than 12? It's a rock.
It does, in fact, have an AC much higher than 12.
Shit.
Much higher than 12? It's a fucking rock. It's not going to
Yeah.
dodge.
Okay, what's happening here is that you're having a hard time discerning what are just like the dermal layer essentially that doesn't actually, it's dead rock that's just
All
stuck
I have to
it.
do is touch
It's
it.
kind of like rock bark basically. You're having a hard time discerning the rock bark from like the actual living vascular.
Man, all I have
rock.
to do is touch it.
And so
my dasher just left my food.
You basically just touched a dead chunk of stone that's attached to it. And you blew that chunk away, but that's basically like ripping a piece of bark off a tree very violently. It's just a piece
Sure
of
was
bark.
nice damage, though.
Would be neat if there was some kind of has vulnerability to melee spell attacks trait or some shit.
Yeah, right.
But
But that's some Pathfinder bullshit.
Yeah,
We're playing 5e. This is watered down. This is for the masses.
yeah, exactly. It's halfway. We're halfway to 6e. Halfway to
No offense. I'm not saying that is a bad thing. I'm saying that is the truth.
Yeah, no, it's very true. It's simplified for good and ill. It is Badath's turn.
All right. But
I don't know. They don't name towns like actual town names in Faerun. They name them like Squiggly Dip.
Right. That's fair.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That would give 5, 10, 15. That's enough range. Nimbus would have just given one quick sort of message to Badath. Hilltop.
Okay.
And from there, Badath would have been able to figure out to go target this
Yeah, you got
castery
that
thing
15 feet.
here and blast it.
Fuck.
So let me give you the damage roll on that.
Please do.
Dragon's Breath, level 4. AC
What was the damage type?
Justice. Ice.
Okay.
Hold.
Dex save. Wow, it makes the save.
Still take 7,
Still take 7 damage.
which is 7 more than a familiar would normally. And with the remaining 15 feet, boink, 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 at kind of a high-ish location. Actually, probably to here.
Okay. And when it takes the damage from the dragon's breath, it does. You do hear a moaning shout from it. But Albus, it's your turn now.
I am here. Fuck, I'm sitting down. I just got my meat pie. Fuck. My turn, you say?
Your turn.
2 meat pies, 10 chips.
All right. I have like
12:30 a.m. food.
This is not 12:30 a.m. for me.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So I am left a little dumbfounded by what I'm seeing. Also, I know that I'm woefully woefully unequipped.
You are rather unequipped for this. You do have a couple spells, but mostly not damage dealing, right?
No, but I did have an idea of something I might be able to do. Maybe I'm gonna punch the humanoid-looking one with my mage hand while focusing on my fire foci.
I'm gonna say no to that.
Oh, okay.
Please try something different. Mage hand is not offensive.
I do have Mage Hand Ledgerman, which lets me do offensive like things with it.
Does it let you like do an attack?
No.
No. You just have more precision with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're not able to focus the energy in that way to generate meaningful force behind the mage hand.
Can I make the Mage Hand hot with it?
I would say you can make it noticeably warm, but you're not getting any fire damage out of it or any ignition.
Damn, no ignition. All right. You already, you confounded that. I was going to be like, I could still pocket sand with it, technically. Hot pocket sand, but that's not going to affect the rock.
No, probably not.
But it's a good idea for the future. Hot pocket sand. Fucking that prince will never expect that.
So sorry to destroy your cool plans. But please give me a different cool plan.
Yeah, no, it's fine. No, I have many cool plans. I just have to think of them. Smells like cheese to me.
Hot pockets make me want to barf.
Smells a little like that too, in fact.
I mean, it's smart enough to build this room with rocks. I wonder if it will get, a joke like, yo, man, is your favorite type of music rock and roll?
All right, let's make that save. What? Wisdom save. What's your DC?
14, I think?
It's on the top of your spell list.
Yeah. Okay, 14. Okay, and the creature of your choice, fall prone, becomes incapacitated. Intelligence score 4 or less isn't affected. All right, that's all the requirements. So yeah,
It is smart enough. I made the right call.
well, first let me give you the.
That's pretty funny. I'm pretty much dying laughing over here.
So, which of you speak Primordial?
I don't. Okay, that's my other character.
It doesn't have to understand you for the spell, though.
Yeah, I do not.
Just common and dwarvish.
Okay,
I thought it was Nimbus, yeah, and I think he's AFK.
he is AFK.
That actually makes sense because he's the genie, right?
Yeah. Oh, we'll have to wait for him to come back because it's important that somebody who knows what it says hears what it says.
That's actually perfect because I want to go get my new eye.
Okay, yeah. Man, I don't know why I'm trying so hard to figure out why Roll20 does this, but it makes almost every token on the map slightly transparent. But you know what fucks me up? Albus Taver isn't transparent.
That's weird.
That is weird.
No, why? Unless, do I own his token like as me? Oh my fucking god! Is that why?
What's going on? What happened?
I'm trying to figure out why. Yeah. Oh, that's it. So
Very nice.
any token that the DM doesn't own in their character sheet is transparent when the DM turns on dynamic lighting.
Weird.
Uh-huh.
I would have to manually add myself as an owner to every can be edited and controlled by.
Why do I have this special attention? Why am I the only one owned?
I don't know why. I must have been doing something with it to like test a feature or something.
Is it a funny irony because, you know, of my character's background? Are you making a
Wait,
joke?
that didn't.
You're not that special.
I signed a contract, man.
Hold on. If I do. But making myself the owner of the monster doesn't fix the problem, though.
Oh,
What if I refresh?
If you're going to refresh, I'll see you in 10 minutes.
Okay. Oh, I fixed it after a refresh, I think. Or did it? I literally can't tell if I can see through this. Nope, they're still transparent.
Can
Maybe I have to put another one on the map. No, they're still transparent. So, like, literally, what the fuck? What, like, why is this a feature? One, why is it that? Let's see. If I look at the dynamic lighting page tab, dynamic lighting explorer mode is on, which is fog of war. Daylight mode is on because fog of war doesn't work. Darkness opacity is set to 50%. If I put the darkness opacity to 100%, I can see all of your tokens clearly.
why is that linked?
Yeah, well, I don't know why those are the same thing. I don't know why changing the opacity of the darkness changes the opacity of your tokens.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me at all.
The light ups, it must be that the light obstructions are on the token layer. And when I change the opacity of it for me, it just changes the opacity of that entire layer. This has to be hard programmed into how they built this light engine.
Right, I totally get what you're saying.
So maybe,
Right,
maybe
because
if I
it's
just
on the
set it
token
to-
layer. That way, we can all have different lighting based on our ability.
Maybe if I just set it to 75, I can actually like tolerate it a little bit instead of 50. I mean, you guys are now still 75% transparent, which is awful. I love having like super desaturated, semi-transparent tokens. It's amazing.
Feels so real, just like a real tabletop, right?
$5 a month. I would also love to be using the legacy lighting, but they broke that recently, as we discovered ourselves in the previous
Yep.
combat map. And it was broken here too when I was building this map. So I had to switch everything over to the new dynamic lighting. Which, as I mentioned last time, the new dynamic lighting, while I was testing it out, I discovered that if you move around the map when the map is dark but has light sources on it, sometimes the light sources will simply cease functioning after you move a little bit. It didn't matter if the light source was coming from the player token. The light sources that were just sitting on the map in various spots would just stop working.
Sweet. Totally what you want to have happen there.
Mm.
Nah, man.
I was trying to put
That's the passing of time.
I was trying to put like outdoors light tokens right outside, because they have a built-in thing for that where you could just put a little torch down and it'll generate light. And
Gotcha.
I was putting them on the outside so that it could be dark inside. And I was testing out moving with a player token. And as soon as I moved the player token into a space where it could not see the outside lights turned off. But then if I went back outside, they didn't turn back on.
Right.
I had to delete them and remake them entirely for the light to work again.
Oh man.
Man,
That is ridiculous.
that is getting to the levels of board game UI.
It's
That's
this
bad.
is by far the worst, like the most consistently poorly functioning website I've had the displeasure of using for a very long time.
Ouch.
I'm just saying, how many engineers do you know that are like stoked to hear? And your first job is going to be you're going to polish up all these tools.
Yeah. I mean, they literally though came out with the new dynamic lighting because their old one didn't work though, and they released it, and then they were like, okay, we're sunsetting the old one, and the new one has literally never worked.
Right.
But they don't care because they have a Goliath share of the VTT market.
Well, and also
And
because
90% of people who play D&D online sub to them.
True, but also the guy that coded that last lighting model, he quit like 4 months ago.
Do you know that for a
True.
fact, or are you just is this a
No,
fun hypothesis?
this is a fun hypothesis.
Yeah.
So
you could be
once
right.
upon a time,
Also, the head of Roll20 bans people who talk back to him on the forums, by the way.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Very
Yep.
nice.
once upon a time, some significant, probably, number of years ago, there was this website called Yahoo Games.
Yeah, I played on
It
Yahoo.
doesn't exist anymore, but you could go out there and hook up with other players and like join a foursome for bridge or things like that, where it's hard to find a fourth, and that's kind of a meme in bridge among bridge players. It's
I used
hard to
play
find a
stuff
fourth.
like that all the time.
Yeah, but it was one of those where it was really, I mean, they had millions and millions of players logging on to Yahoo Games.
All being like, can we have a fourth?
Right, can we find a fourth? And when Yahoo Games went poof, other places kind of had to scramble to come up with websites like Roll20 and other ones like Yahoo Games, where it's like, well, come over here to play this game that you play with other people.
Who owns Bridge.com? And if not, what the hell?
Never been out to Bridge.com, actually.
All right. Before it gets ridiculously late,
Pinochle.org.
The creature has failed Alvis Taver's hideous laughter roll.
And it says something, right?
Yeah.
So we need somebody that can speak primordial. Nimbus?
I told it a rocker of a joke. A real knee rocker.
So it is incapacitated. So actually, there's nothing that says they can't talk. They're just incapacitated and can't stand up. That's interesting. So what will we use for giggling here? I don't know, that one.
Weird. Pinochle.com, it's like an aggregate.
Is there Bridge.com?
No, you can't get there. It won't let you get there.
I was just there.
No, I tried Bridge.com and it wouldn't let me resolve the address.
Oh, it ends up going to Bridge Base. You have to sell forwards.
I do miss Sierra as well, but that's telling me.
Sierra Island was so awesome.
It was so awesome.
I remember playing Baldur's Gate on Heat.net. I think we were talking to like
fucking
Roger Wilco or something.
Heat. You had to have your own little piece of software for that.
You got
I don't think I ever did Heat.
I was
Sierra?
in the Pets era. I think they do NFTs now.
Oh, no.
Okay, so we have a giggling rock dude. We have a constricted and therefore incapacitated rock dude until it re-rolls and
so this creature falls prone and on its what serves for a belly, and it pounds the dirt and through the gravelly laughter, only Nimbus can hear the words that say, "These guys are covered in metal, but they don't look anything like frogs." That's it's gonna,
that's awesome.
Make another wisdom saving throw at the end of its turn.
that's pretty damn funny, actually.
Indeed.
I would respond by trying to make my best frog ribbit sound.
Oh, it passes.
It made it exactly.
Yeah, it did. So it is still prone because that's the end of its turn, but it manages to get that out, and then it stops, and then it looks up. Why was that funny?
Right?
That's great.
She's got a poodle under one arm and a sausage under the other.
Oh no, keep getting them, these not frogs. Okay, Montlaurn, it's your turn. So what Nimbus heard was speech that translates to that, Montlaurn. What you really hear from that is like the creaking and cracking of stone. It really doesn't mean anything to you.
Right.
But you did notice that Albus Tower's spell worked, at least for a short moment.
Which strongly suggests that there's intelligence there. There's
it literally can't work on an intelligence lower than 4.
Right. So I mean, there's some intelligence there that if somebody can actually speak their language, we could have a parlay. I mean, humor is an aspect of wisdom. If it's funny, even if it's forced funny, there's still an intelligence big enough to register as funny.
I assume that it's giggling also didn't sound like giggling.
It like the crinkling of aluminum. Oh yeah,
Right.
you're correct.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. To Alvis, I'll say, hey, try to stick close. I can probably protect you. And then I'm going to walk towards Ambergreen and smack this boulder over here.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's blood. Are you gonna smack it like bludgeoning?
He's
No,
got
I'm
a magic weapon. Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna-
that's
Slashing.
That's that is a weak little swing.
Yeah, that's a magical miss.
You can try again though. Ooh,
Oh, that's better.
Very nice.
good one.
I'm going to divine smite that too.
Okie dokie. And that's
Very nice.
wow.
Holy shit.
So we get a +1 on both of those damage rolls, right? Or is it just a +1 to all damage? I forget.
It's a +1 to the damage for the sword attack. I don't think it.
Yeah, it's just +1 total. Okay, so
Yeah.
that turns into an 11, and then you've got a nice +14. So it's 25. Very good. Once more, you are able to put a real like crack into this large rock.
Yeah, and then to Nimbus, I'll say, hey, do you speak rock?
Sure do.
Maybe try talking to that guy.
Sure will. He liked the joke.
Is that what that was? I wondered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You
Keen,
sounded to
you're
me
up.
like June Cleaver on Airplane.
Yeah. Shit.
Hey,
Oh, and Elvis Tabby, you already lost concentration, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Did I just delete somebody off initiative?
Well, yeah, he
Oh.
saved against my thing.
Yeah,
so-
I just wanted to delete it off the initiative tracker.
Oh yeah. By
but
the way,
yeah, it's
I should
Keen's
have
turn.
concentration with a value of 2 right now.
Oh, thank you.
I did not mean to end there. I meant to end right there. Good lag.
There you go. Okay, so she's just moving.
No, she's made of metal, right?
Yeah, but it's still
It's
not
a mystical
magical.
effect. Yeah, good point. All right, yeah. So she's just she's moving.
Yeah, and you have to move in a straight line toward the enemy, I think, to get that prone proc. So I don't think going there you'd be able to get it.
Yeah, the trample. Yeah, that's how that Mountie works too.
All right then. So
Yeah, that's not
you're
what I
just
was
not
trying
going
to
to
go.
bother with it then.
Yeah.
Okay. That means it is the other boulder's turn. This one is restrained, however. So it's restrained, which means it has no speed. It has disadvantage on attack and disadvantage on dexterity saves. It is, however, I think rather than trying to escape the grapple, Naya, it is actually going to try to hit you with this disadvantage. So we'll see what happens here.
With disadvantage because it's grappled?
Because it's restrained by your grapple.
Okay, so how is it going to actually try to hit me?
Well, we'll see if it does.
Okay.
But it is allowed to attack.
Okay.
So. Ooh, no.
Doesn't
Okay,
hit.
so it like jostles and tries to jump up and down a little bit, but it doesn't manage to get anywhere. You're holding it too tightly to the ground.
Okay.
nice.
All right. Wow, that was a 4 and a 2. Very cool. All right, Nimbus, you're up. These boulders are really good at rolling.
I'm gonna
That's funny.
move forward and wave to the creature up on the hill and say, "Oh, did you like that one for a moment?" So the greedy landlord tried to tax everybody on the property, including the boulder, but the boulder just stood there, and turns out boulder couldn't even be moved. My name is Nimbus. We don't have to fight if you don't want to.
I don't know what you're talking about, but non-frog. But if you're in here, you must be an intruder.
What are we intruding on?
The well,
You're in the bluffs in the middle of a desert that extends for a long way after an event that's been going on for 1,000 years has been just completely wrecking this entire area.
well, yes, but look at you all. You are all covered in metal, and it turns like its shoulder to you, and you can see sprouting from a section of its back that you weren't able to see very clearly before. You can see what looks like iron ore sprouting out of its shoulder and back.
We're not here for your metal, friend.
I'm not worried you're going to take it. I'm worried you're going to bring more here.
No.
Oh, well, we don't have to do that. Why? You don't like having it around?
Did I not make it clear that I have this horrible disease growing within me?
Oh yeah. We've seen things like that. We've actually seen some of them even be remedied.
It's all those terrible frogs carrying their metal back and forth, and you bringing more to them. Clearly, I need to stop you.
Wait, what do you mean by metal frogs? Like some sort of lizard that is donned with armor?
Can you make a persuasion check?
Yeah. After I discover my
Nimbus
character
is
sheet.
speaking words. The rock is not. Not that you understand anyway.
Yeah, to be fair.
Nimbus is speaking an arcane tongue that you've heard him speak before.
Right, but I still don't know it. I
Yeah,
mean, for all I know, it's wizard gobbling.
What you're hearing is like
a lot of the words that he says are close approximations to what the human throat can make to sound like rocks.
yes.
Um,
And maybe
but
like some percussive sounds that I make with my hands and feet.
they're not really like anywhere close to what the rock is, the noises that it's making, but somehow they're able to continue this. Persuasion roll if you don't mind.
I guess. I got my character sheet up.
Good roll.
Nice.
Thank you.
You seriously don't know about them? You're not associates?
They might be a common enemy of ours.
Now that I get a better look at you, you wear the metal atop your body. It is not grafted into you.
Crafted. Ooh, no. No. And that
Sounds painful.
that thing there behind me, that metal contraption, that's not one of them either. That's actually a rat that's fused to an arcane object that is powering that contraption and controlling it. It's actually just a rat in there, just a good friendly rat familiar.
I think I may have been hasty. It holds out its hands, and the boulder that is not currently grappled, it rolls out and up the hill. And
I'll shout back to Naya.
Did it break out of the grapple?
not the one
No.
that you have grappled yet, but it's trying to.
Yeah, I would shout back to you. We're done fighting. It's talking time. You can let it go.
Okay.
And would start conveying the details that it confused us for some sort of armored frogs that have armor grafted to it. And
If you have not come here and told lies, then I apologize for defending this place against all who would enter. Those frogs
Did a good job defending. That's something.
lived in this place and have corrupted it with their great glowing monstrosity. I have been afflicted by their curse, and so have many of the creatures who used to live peacefully here.
Yes. You likely know of Eska, the naiad up by what was known
No,
as
I can't say I've met such a being.
she lived in her lake, which was a lively place, supporting the lively city of Alsanes 1,000 years ago. Before the
What is a city?
a city is a place where not frogs have places they live, kind of like this, but instead of natural rock, it's wood and other materials that we build into sort of box-like houses. I kind of demonstrate a box with like a little what's it called, mold earth. Like I just
That is
make
extremely bizarre. I sense that you are not the same kind of people as these horrid beasts below.
absolutely not.
Your ideas are strange and
Below?
and foreign.
That's a big
below?
clue.
Oh, they come from that hole in the ground just a little ways. Kind of point to the direction up that way. Is
Yes.
that who you speak? Oh, do you know how many there are?
Ugh, near 10, I'd say. Last I saw them, but they They sprang out of the muck. So
Armor-plated frogs? Ouch.
can't be sure how many today.
Yeah, that sounds grim.
Are
And
they?
now
Go ahead.
you shouldn't go near them because they will, if when they catch a living creature of flesh like yourself, they will attempt to turn you into a beast made of metal.
Oh, I see. So these creatures turn others into metal beasts. I see.
You will be cursed if you try to engage with them.
Cursed. Oh, that doesn't.
Such as myself, who I have encountered them once or twice. Luckily, I am master of camouflage, and am able to stay out of their sights usually. But once or twice, I was not so lucky, and have fallen victim to the desecration.
How do they deliver this curse? Is it by touch?
I'm not entirely sure. I believe they have done something vile to the ground.
Hmm.
They have strange and unnatural abilities.
Well, it's not usually in our nature to leave a natural creature like yourself to suffer. We'll need to probably come up with a plan and not just run headfirst into the 10 of these horrifying creatures. Yeah, I would convey all this stuff to the team.
I wish I could prepare a different spell.
When you say a curse, do you mean like a literal curse? Because that is something that we may have the power to remove.
Cable wise, Nimbus, it's hard to decipher the terminology around something accursed and the mechanical concept of a curse.
I see.
That's something
True
you'll have to
Primordial
decide.
has a hard time with that. I get you.
That's just, speak dialogue in general would have a hard time differentiating between those things. But he says even after my warning, you still want to witness these frogs for yourself.
It might be worth our while to get rid of them so they don't attack us some other time.
Or these guys, if we've made a friend.
Suppose you were able to
Be right back.
damage these boulders of mine a little bit.
I can try to repair that a little bit too.
It is all right. It is a memory of our meeting, and they are still sturdy. And besides, I could repair them myself if I wished. But you may be able to deal with these frogs. If you truly do wish to get rid of them.
You said they
I would
had...
only warn you that if you fail, they will only grow stronger because you carry so much metal with you.
Understandable.
They may spread even outside of my cave and grow more metal curses wherever they go.
Do you know... You said something about some glowing entity?
I have seen it only once. It lurks below the surface down there. 4 points of light. I have not seen it face to face, but I know that they help it feed.
4 points of light. That is reminiscent of an adversary we once fought. But they controlled paper, not metal. And they didn't turn people to paper when they hit them. Otherwise, I'd be Paper Man right now.
I have no idea what paper is, but I am glad you are not a paper man.
It is a very thin and fragile surface, but it's used to communicate messages.
Seems inefficient.
Oh, it is, but they last a while. And they're pretty cheap to make. Unfortunately, the cost of things, cost is, I'm sure, a weird concept too. I'm just gonna... there'll probably be some other time where I can talk about the oddities of society, but the point is, yeah, we definitely need to consider what's going on. That could be either similar to an adversary we've fought in the past, or similar to a different adversary, a certain sort of child of a dragon, and I don't know what in this case if it appears as 4 points of light.
If you insist, there is a safer way down.
That sounds great.
It holds its hand out to the east, and a few of the rocks rumble and shift and make way, and you can see a tunnel that very shortly after the opening slopes down steeply.
Okay, so
If you go down this way, you won't have to put yourself at risk going down that hole there. I am sure, like me, none of you can fly.
Well, my owl over there can fly, and the snake over there can fly, but that's when it's not a snake.
let's not confuse things too much.
In any case, this will give you a safe passage down. I will shut it behind you, but I will leave a small passage enough for you to fit through, should you wish to come back up. And once you have returned, if you are able to return, I will close it completely, so that the frogs do not get up.
That sounds like a good idea. Worst case scenario, if we haven't returned and the corrupting red wave has washed over you, simply seal it. Because we have either escaped through other means or we have all perished.
I understand. I will entomb you.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. Nimbus will probably have to take a few minutes to relay the information.
Yep. Everybody's okay with that arrangement, right?
Sounds okay.
Yeah.
Legitimately, if we do cross that threshold and we haven't come back up,
We're not gonna.
well, yeah, we're already dead, or we use a teleportation circle to get the hell out.
Right.
And then we're up at the vacation resort museum base.
John Cena summer home.
That was great. Can't see him.
Well, yeah. So what's the plan, gang?
Well,
Take a short rest.
yeah,
Well, I think the question is to Serb. You plan to stay up for a while?
I think, based on the amount of time it's going to take you to do the rest of this, we're gonna have to push it off into a part 3.
Okay, I
Right.
kind of thought that
Sounds
might
good.
be.
I was thinking, I was looking at the time.
But honestly, can we also like take a short rest?
You can absolutely take a short rest. Yeah.
Sounds
Oh, good.
You think you've made the first floor of this cave quite safe for yourself now, and if you tell the
Can we take a long rest if these guys are our friends?
Yeah, that's how
you
that
would have
works.
to wait a solid like 12 hours at this point to be able to get a long rest.
And they already said that the Redshift actually does pass through these caverns, right?
Of course it does. Yeah.
Yeah, sadness. Okay.
You don't know how long you have until the next first wave. So
Right. Well, what's most important is we can't duck down here and hope that it will wash over us.
Right.
indeed,
Right.
you know very well that the redshift extends all the way underground.
Yeah.
It is a sphere.
Yeah.
So, but you can take an hour in short rest if you want to recover some stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
right now,
Let's see.
I already clicked the short rest button.
Me too.
okay. So Naya, let me get you in here. I'm assuming you want to turn back into a dragonborn because you'll get your wild shapes back, and you'll actually be able to spend some hit dice in dragonborn form.
Yeah, okay.
Let me delete your snake.
I just wanted my action surge back.
That's perfectly agreeable. So yeah,
Gotta find my
everybody who wants
token.
to spend some hit dice can spend some hit dice.
Oh,
I'm
You
going to
moved
use
me. Thank
my
you.
arcane recovery. So combine level of 5 that I can get back, which looks like I'm going to be doing a level 4 and
A level 1.
a level 1.
so what do we use hit dice for?
To heal your health during a short rest.
Right.
So you can roll as many of them as you want. You get half of them back on the long rest.
I'm just
Yeah.
Doing this.
Not sure I've ever done that before. So I just hit the hit dice? Or
yeah,
hit
if you
the
hit the hit
D8?
dice, it'll ask you how many you want to roll, I think. And then you just put in how many you want to roll, and you are allowed to roll one and then say that's not enough and then roll another one. You don't have to choose how many at the start. So you need 13 hit points. So.
I know, but 8 is probably good enough. I mean,
Oh,
Yeah, if you want to spend another one, you
you
can.
rolled 2 2s.
Yeah, that is pretty bad.
That was Oof.
Yeah.
alright, so I'll roll
I was
one
gonna
more.
say you should have like 9 hit die too. So you know,
Yeah,
I do.
Don't be too.
Alright, so
sorry.
8 and a 3 is an 11, and I was only
You're back
down
up to
13,
50.
so yeah.
And then I think you also have the thing where you can get you're up to 5 levels worth of spells back on a short rest, don't you?
Um,
I think that was a druid
It's
ability
not a-
that came with Tasha's.
Druid. Let me check. Bonus, natural recovery. During a short rest, that's just player's handbook. During a short rest, you choose expended spell slots to recover. Spell slots can have a combined level that is equal to or less than half your druid level rounded up, and none of the slots can be 6th level or higher. So, yeah, Naya, if you have spent any spell slots totaling in 5, then you can recover a total of 5.
I have not spent any. I used cantrips or
Oh, okay.
wild shape, so I had not used any spell slots. It's nice to have almost 100% full health, so that's good.
Oops, didn't mean to double click that.
Are you using that, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna use it once though, just to get a level 1 spell slot back.
Cool. Okay. And Naya, of course, you get your wild shapes filled up too.
Yep, I took a short rest and it shows back up 2 of 2.
Nice. All right then. So we are short rested.
Cool.
So next time, we'll jump into the floor 2 of this cave.
Sounds good.
Sweet.
I did like a RP-ish question.
Oh yeah, sure.
I was going to ask Nimbus the nature to this infection on the Rockman's back, and then I was going to see if I could use my my fine tinker tools, like a chisel and a rock hammer, to take out the iron infection, if the Rockman would let me.
Certainly an activity you could try during the short rest.
All right.
Yeah, we definitely offer it up.
Yeah, absolutely. If he was down for that, I'd try to do that.
He says, those look sharp, but I suppose it doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah, I explained the nature of my idea, which is basically take out the infected parts on your body, which is something similar to more advanced doctors than I do to us people who are not frogs.
So, Albus, looking at the elemental, you see that basically his entire back is coated in chunks of iron ore. But as far as you can see, they do appear to be fairly surface level.
Yeah, I was figuring maybe
You might be able to remove them.
Yeah, with
You could, with a short rest, you could probably do 1 or 2 of them.
Okay, I'll try to see if it's successful.
Give me a. This isn't really a medicine check.
Yeah, but it kind of is.
I would probably be giving him assistance. I guess the Arcana of Medicine check.
I'm proficient with my tools.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah,
I
you know
could
what?
help.
Okay.
She's back to her own shape now.
Only one person needs to help.
Okay.
I guess Alice, you can go ahead and roll thieves' tools with advantage on it. Yeah. Okay. Good 19. So you were able to gently chisel away a couple of the bigger chunks. And there's a lot of ooh, ow, oh that one felt good. And you are left with like I said, you're able to do 2 of them. You're left with maybe like a 1 pound chunk of iron that you can hold. And the elemental says, he says, I Well, I think I feel better. But you've only done perhaps 5% of what there is. But he says, I feel like I can move my shoulder freely again.
Give it a little bit more time, and I might be able to help you more. Really, we should get rid of these metal frogs, and then I'll be able to dedicate way more time.
Yes, do your work downstairs, and if you come back alive, well, and if you have the time to spend, I will, await your continued, medicine.
Happy to have helped.
And you could put the iron in your inventory if you wish.
Oh yeah, I'm putting the iron in my inventory. That's elemental iron.
Okay, and with that 1 hour of time passage, is where we'll stop. So we're going to be back in 2 weeks. Hopefully everybody's available, and we'll do part 3.
Sounds good.
Okie dokie.
Thank you.
That was a good one.
Yeah, thanks for playing, everyone. I will
Sir.
I'll see you then.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
All right.
Night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Have a good one.